coming into the competition after a long break and showing us that they will maintain that champion position. Rexy, he's not gonna give up. It's do or die. He makes himself known. And Amaterasu with the finishing blow. Velocity Gaming, they are your champions of the TEC Challenger Series 4.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD, with AFK Gaming as our media partner. I'm CA. I'm going to be your host and caster for this series, and I'm joined by Aggressive on the mic. And we're here to start off finals. The 2 days, the finals. Christmas came a little early this time, and to start it off, it's going to be the lower bracket finals between XTZ Esports and GODLIKE Esports. Man, Aggressive, I am hyped for both of these teams.
This is the matchup that I'm pretty sure that everyone has been waiting for. Godlike with Deathmaker and this newly formed roster from Noble now shifting towards XTZ. These guys have been through thick and thin together, and now that they're coming up against one of the up-and-coming juggernauts being Godlike once again to see if they're gonna be having the mettle to move forward. But let's go into the map Beto screen as we talk about this, because, ladies and gentlemen, this matchup is one for the books because, see, I don't think I need to tell you, we all have been excited for this.
Definitely. I think, and looking at the maps, it's a really cool set of 3 maps. I like to see both of these teams on. Ascent is going to be a standard, I think, neutral ground, but I do favor XCZ slightly if they can bring out the triple duelist strategy. But the one thing to note today is that I believe there will be a substitution coming out for XCZ, so we'll have to see if that actually goes through. Split and Haven, very much in the air. Split, generally, like theoretically, you'd assume that it's Godlike's playground because of the fact that Shivi gets to play his usual Breach. But recently, the results haven't been in that favor, so you can only wonder, like, given the way, like, it could go on either side, every map will be hella close, and that's amazing for us spectators.
That's really true, CA. And I do have to say that the Breach meta has been a little bit more difficult for them, mainly because of the addition of Deathmaker. Deathmaker, we know for a fact that he'll always play that duelist role, doesn't really play any other specific role other than that, because we all know how good he is at it. And this does hurt the Breach composition a little bit, because normally in the Breach composition, you always want to set up that one solo duelist to go and enter down into any of the sidelines. But now that there are 2 duelists, there are 2 things that Shivi needs to worry about and 2 things that he needs to try and coordinate while coordinating his entire team, the other 2 members as well. So there's a lot on his mind when he has to play that Breach, and it's going to be a really difficult composition to pull off when you have that double duelist instead of that single duelist comp, I do believe.
Yeah, generally that's what you'd expect. The coordination, one of the biggest difficulties with pulling off a breach composition. But the coordination is what has been improving for Godlike time and time over the entire series. Over the last few rounds, it really has drastically improved, and we've seen results on the basis of that. Just yesterday, we saw a lot more coordination in terms of play. We saw the double operator come out as well. So Godlike, they're making the strides happen. Now it's just a question of can they make it happen in time to take down the runners-up of Series 4. XCZ Esports, they're a team that really shows up when it matters the most, and today fighting for their lives, trying to get to the lower bracket finals too. They need to give it their all, and I'm sure they will. Now for XCZ, I do think like it's gonna come down to, like, for me to look at Sami today. Sami, he was on amazing form in XCZ's match yesterday, and he recently has shown the capability to use that Reyna Empress, a tool that was lacking from his arsenal before, now very much present and now gonna be something to look out for. On Ascent, it's gonna be Godlike on the Reyna pick for Deathmaker, and for XCZ, the race for Hika, meaning the flashes not present for XTZ and Reyna being available for Godlike does give them a slight
Right here.
advantage theoretically, but if XTZ can find the right execution, then that advantage should be nullified.
That's really true, but at the same time, we need to try and look out for Shivi being on the Sova. We all know for a fact that how good Sova can be on the map of Ascent, and now that a god like have started on the defensive side, they have such a strong hold down on this B side that they can actually stack down on the other sides instead. But we're gonna be seeing a really fun
Revealing
push
area.
coming out from the side of godlike immediately. They're probably looking for it with Blackhawk. He's gonna be able to dodge out that recon, but a lot of noise has been made instead. But XTZ, they're answering back accordingly. They're moving down to the other side as they're slowly going through forward from the short angle. No one has been finding them out just yet. It's gonna be Rexy getting the first kill onto Knight Rider, but Deathmaker answers back with his own, taking out the smoke. And taking out the smoke is gonna be massive for them. And Deathmaker, he was able to close the door, so no more map control can be established by the side of XTZ. But they're gonna be getting the frags instead. It's gonna be Hirsch finding one. Scargot getting taken out as well. And as the bodies are gonna be dropping down, it's gonna be Deathmaker and Shippy versus the entire world to move forward into this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. With the spike going down on A and a post-plant situation for the side of Godlike.
I mean, you can see Deathmaker door now. He's pushing forward, trying to help get the retake through for his team. Finds that first kill and the healing, meaning now he has like significantly more HP than Hika, who is hiding down in the
Last player
hell. Multi-stack
standing.
towards the hell is Deathmaker with one, for Blackhawk being able to trade him, meaning still 1v2. Deathmaker, he'll get peaked from both angles, hell and heaven, and down he goes. That's the first round
No
picked
more
up for
charges.
XTZ. Really like the approach to take mid control there. Even though they were denied the market push from mid, the fact that they had mid control allows them to go for an easy rotate onto catwalk and then take A side for themselves.
That was a pretty aggressive push coming out from the side of the defense as well, pushing themselves straight through short into the awaiting hands of XTZ. They should have just held their ground, knowing for a fact that, hey, they have mid control, so what? We have two members on each side. Let's just hold our grounds and try and hold strong, letting them enter down into a side. This was a small misplay coming out from the side of Godlike, and that is what costed them the round, I do believe. But moving forward, they need to come back stronger than ever. It's going to be Deathmaker on his trusty Sheriff moving his way forward, but Scargot, he gets taken out by Hirsch immediately, who was a bit too aggressive when it came to his peeking style, and this may just hurt him just a tiny little bit. It's going to be this, it's going to be Whitehorse getting caught out by the... Maybe not. Whitehorse, he's slowly picking his way in. He doesn't know for a fact that Hirsch is going to be inside of side. It's going to be Higa getting that first kill on the Deathmaker, being taken out immediately because of the paranoia. But Rexy, he gets his own kill on the right rider, and Whitehorse, he didn't really spot out Hirsch. And Hirsch, he's making the full-on wraparound. He may just get a kill onto one. He's going in for the tap, but may just not be enough. As Sami comes in from the Martin angle to take him out, and Whitehorse, he does go down in a flawless round for the side of XTZ, and they're going to have all of their Spectres to work with as they're moving forward into the next round.
Yeah, for XTZ, a flawless round in the anti-eco, meaning now going into the next round, they don't really have to try and find an upgrade. I think one person you see in XTZ does go for the Phantom, Sammy picking it up, but the fact that it was coming through from a free, flawless perspective, meaning not much investment for them as a whole. So this buy round still very much fully invested for Godlike, and it's up to them to try and push back, because XTZ, they're a team that if they get started on a roll, if players like Hika and Sami start popping off, then there really is no stopping them. So now, Godlike, they need to respond well with this round. Otherwise, the economy and the morale will be huge for XTZ Esports. They're going for a fast rush. It's Hush dashing in, and Hush with the help of Hika taking down Knight Rider. Now with A control gone, it's Hush with the spam through the smoke to pick up another. Sami with the third. XTZ with a commanding advantage in this buy round.
It seems as though Godlike, they dropped the ball in this situation, and they're hurting right for it with everyone being present. It's going to be Deathmaker trying to go into a Mexican standoff against all of the members of XTZ, but Deathmaker, he may just bite a bit more than he can chew if he takes the speed battle, and he's playing it smart. He wants to save this gun because the economy is going to be hurting entirely for the side of defense. He doesn't really have any armor to work with as well. If he loses any bit of armor, this is going to be hurting him. But Shivi, he's going to be able to take out one at the bare minimum. But they're going to be hunting him down. They're going to be coming for him soon enough. But it seems like XTZ, they're playing it smart. They're not overstepping their boundaries. They don't want to give anything away just yet. And they're going to be running on away. And they're going to be able to save their guns. And a beautiful round comes out from the side of the attackers. And it seems as though the defense on A is just a little bit too weak, CA.
Yeah, I feel like the peaks coming out from Godlike really hurting them. Knight Rider, especially in that situation, trying to find the 1v1, just ended up exposing himself not just to Harsh, but also to Hika's grenade, meaning he can't really take care of that push from both angles, ends up being taken down. And now the eco boosting on every front for XTZ Esports. Godlike really hurting though. It's only Deathmaker and Shivy, the ones who saved their guns with the weapons in this round, the rest having to go for an eco, meaning now Godlike, they need to try and find some sort of damage for themselves and try to push back the morale, because the pace at which XTZ are executing every round, it's not allowing Godlike a second to respond, a second to think. Now with the aggressive push into mid, they take mid control and looking for that market push is going to be Rexy with the Hunter's Fury in combination with the Recon Bolt and Hika with another. XTZ, they are clean today.
XTZ, they're just way too quick for anything right now. They're getting one kill after the next. The executions are just pristine as well. Their rushes are coming out super fast, but don't forget, this is going to be the eco round coming out for the side of Godlike. So they're trying to do as much damage as possible and try to take a gun away for themselves, but it's going to be Sami going in for the spray, and he's going to be spraying on away as he's walking to the left as Ursh comes in from the sidelines to clean up wide roads as well. A beautiful round indeed from the side of the attackers to take us to a 0-4 scoreline. But CA, we do need to talk about something. We need to see that operator coming out from Night Rider, and just as I said, yes, the operator is going to be coming out, because I do believe that the operator is the only thing that can stop these aggressive assaults coming out from the side of XTZ.
Yeah, but it also puts you on a double-edged sword. Like, if you're not able to find that opening kill with the operator, if you miss the first shot, given the pace at which XTZ have been executing, they'll just swarm in, get into your face, and try to deny that like sightline as much as possible. And for Knight Rider, he needs to find a way to make this work. He's looking down this B main angle, but with no member of XTZ here, not gonna find much. It's just their Cypher and Blackhawk lurking down. The Omen and Sami taking control of mid. The rest of XTZ looking towards this area. And Deathmaker in the wine just ends up getting caught out. First kill for XTZ. But Knight Rider in that B main. He'll take down Blackhawk, deny the look for XTZ, and equalize it on the scoreboard for these teams. Now XTZ forced into a position where they have to consider the rotate, because Godlike, they're just going to hold their position. They're not going to push in unnecessarily. They're going to wait for XTZ to make their move. And given the fact that there is already a trap fire in mid, XTZ, the only like free place they have to go to is towards his B side.
This may just be dangerous. He nearly got caught in a Mexican standoff against Sami, but both of them missed each other by the bare minimum. But Knight Rider takes the peek away at the very last second. The door's gonna be closed on him as well, and he needs to try and dash away as fast as possible. He goes in for the peek, he spots the head, but he's not gonna be going in for the shot
30 seconds left.
yet. He's gonna be holding down the fort for as long as possible, but at the same time, they're gonna be executing down on one of the sides, and a beautiful kill coming out from the side of Knight Rider. The precision was incredible, but Hika, he has a showstopper in hand. It's gonna be throwing it right into the face of Jimmy, and Jimmy, he's up against 4 angry members from the side.
10 seconds left.
It's easy, but he's
Last
holding down the
player
fort
standing.
so well. Knight Rider from the sidelines as well gets a kill on the Sami and Jimmy. He holds strong from his angle to take it all away as a beautiful defensive run comes out from the side of Godlike. CA, they held their ground and they got all the frags that they needed to.
Shivy especially, man, not just surviving despite all the odds, surviving the showstopper first, fire in the right hole by Hika, but not able to hit Shivy whatsoever. Shivy just jiggling, dancing left and right, also picks up 2 kills, so his name is the dynamic duo. The one we've known from all the way from Series 1, Shivy and Knight Rider doing extremely well that round to secure it for Godlike. Now Godlike starting to get some momentum in their favor. They're gonna look to push back. They're gonna look to find their peaks. And it's Gargod with the first kill. Now looking for more. Deathmaker just looking in the shadows. Should spot out one here. Will do just that and will tag him down low. Will not be able to get the kill just yet though. Narexi with the recon drone trying to get some information. They spotted a couple players. But Deathmaker, he'll take down flying Hika. Rexy able to get a trade though. That means the op is down for Godlike. But Godlike, they will be okay with that. It's Godlike with the advantage. Harsh though, he'll equalize it. And now, with this mid control, XTZ, they just need to try and rotate onto A side.
You'll try and make the rotation, but it seems as though Godlike, they're already up in the plans of XTZ. They know how they're thinking. They know how they work. Shavy has a very forward position down in market, and this is gonna give him that advantage if they go on to B. But Deathmaker, he's making an early rotation, and this may just hurt him quite a lot. He's gonna be going down into the B side. Vexy, he's lining up the arrow, and with the first plan going through, they're gonna be executing down into the rush. It's gonna be
30
first
seconds
dashing on in, and the plays are gonna be given. But White Horse, he's way too quick. He's gonna be able to catch out Black off in that situation, and it's gonna be
player
going down
standing.
to a pretty bad situation as it's gonna be 1 versus 3, Arch versus the entire world. And Deathmaker is slowly creeping up from an off angle of his own. He's gonna be able to get that kill, and the defense is gonna be looking strong. And that stone, the cornerstone of godlike White Horse, clutching it all up, getting those 2 kills.
Yeah, White Horse playing it very calm, composed, waiting for someone to peek out of the cages. Knew that Harsh had dashed in aggressively. Not only is he able to pick up Harsh, but also denying Rexy that 1v1, meaning he wins 2 isolated 1v1s back to back and gets that side denial for Godlike Esports. The momentum now really in the favor of GODL. Now they just need to try and push forward, because on the defensive side you need to try and get as many rounds as you can, because generally you expect with premium offers on both teams that the defense is where they could really try to find an advantage. Now, for Godlike Esports, there's going to be a slightly different strategy. A crossfire is set up in this garden catwalk area towards the mid cubby between Scargod and White Horse, with a 3-stack towards B. That 3-stack going to disperse now as the trapfire breaks, and this is forward thinking. They're like, you know what, the trapfire broke at B, so they're likely not going to push B. So instead we're going to go back to A, trying to play against what their opponents are likely to do. The mind games definitely coming out for both of these teams. I'm curious to see which one reigns supreme, because XTZ, they have their own. They're just holding their positions. They're not making that quick rotate. They're making sure there is Godlike on the wrong foot and then trying to catch Godlike out. Now the Hunter's Fury coming out for Rexy, trying to find one, but it's Night Rider threading the needle, picks up first blood for Godlike Esports and forces XTZ to leave that A side.
Them leaving the A side is going to be going into the awaiting hands of Shivy, holding down the fort from the back
30
of B.
seconds left.
It's from the back of B side once again. It's going to be Hika going through the satchels to dash on in, ladies and gentlemen. That's Shivy. He may have bite him a bit more than he can do. The cavalry's already here. It's godlike. They're going to be coming in one after the next. Scargod with the TP to back up his teammate Night Rider with his own operator, and Deathmaker with his beautiful one taps to take it all away. It's going to be Godlike on the board, ladies and gentlemen. 3 and 4 on the scoreline. They're climbing their way back to make it even Stevens on the board once again.
Godlike now with a 3-round win streak. The economy definitely going to hurt for XCZ. But given that they had a 4-round win streak before losing these 3 rounds, combined with the loss streak of going down 3 times in a row, should be able to afford full buys for themselves. So I'm excited to see if they can pull it back, because otherwise they will have to eco the next round if they lose this one. Now, I think Harsh gonna play on the Blaze Storm while the rest of his team plays with the weapons. Yeah, as you can see, just with the Frenzy, relying on the Blaze Storm to be his primary weapon. We'll have to see if he can get those kills through, because if you miss your first kill, the reset will not come through and the knives will go away. A quick execute for XTZ. It's Rexy taking down Deathmaker, clearing that market angle, but they don't know that White Horse is still there. If White Horse goes for the peak, he might just destroy them. But it's pushing in, will decimate Shivy, and Scargod with the trade, but it's Blackhawk securing the lead for XCZ. A really quick execute for XCZ and a likely confirmed round.
This is gonna be a fast round indeed. They were able to execute fast and catch the entirety of Godlight off guard. There's not much that he can do. It's gonna be Urge going in for the Blaze with the Blade Storm, but he's gonna get caught off. As Knight Rider, he may have a chance to go in for a play, but he's not checking his score as a Nika. He has a beautiful position of his own with a crossfire being set up. Even if one member goes down, it's gonna be Knight Rider going in for the peak with an operator instead of the Phantom that was lying right next to him. He tried to go in for the play, but at the same time, Godlike, they have a lot of money to work with, so it's not going to be the end of the world. But I would have personally liked Knight Rider to actually go in for the save instead of going for the try.
Yeah, I definitely would have liked to see Knight Rider being able to go for that save. But the fact that he picks up 1 kill, maybe it adds an extra level of flavor. But you only have to see how XTZ, where they excel, right? The rounds they have won have all been quick, fast, and clean executes, going forceful towards a particular site, knowing that where they want to go, deciding that trip before the round itself, that hey, we want this round for ourselves. That's where they excel. But Godlike trying to respond to that, go for their double peak. Deathmaker with the first blood, and ScarGod being able to trade out his life, meaning a 2v1 trade for Godlike Esports and an advantage secured for them. Rexy tagged really low as well. I feel like XTZ, they might be overcommitting onto this A site, but they're going and they're trying to go strong. It's Godlike just denying them the site altogether. 2-man advantage for Godlike so far.
They have all of the advantages in the world, even in the realms of health. Rexy, he only has 8 HP to work with. This Sova is not gonna have a fun time, and immediately he's gonna get peek coming out from Shimmy, and he gets that kill on the Blackhawk, not being able to readjust in time. And Rexy, this seems really dark for MCA as we're moving forward. This round is all but over.
Yeah, Rexy with just 8 HP will not even get a chance to save his gun. The best thing he could potentially, the best thing he could do here would be clutch it, but with 8 HP and 1v4, that's almost impossible. So I guess the next best thing is to try to find a plant, get that ult point and 300 credits. But he won't do that. I understand why he has to peek multiple angles. He's being cornered by every single side. Ends up just going down to a peek from ScarGod, and that's Godlike reducing the lead to just 1 round. What a close matchup this has been between both of these teams. But Godlike winning that round will now force XTZ onto an eco. As you can see, they are forced to just stick to their pistols, and you see a Vandal coming out for Hiccup because he has enough money, but the rest of the players will be just forced to stick to pistols and a Stinger for Blackhawk, meaning now Godlike with a chance to even it up entirely, and XTZ with a round to decide exactly how they want to innovate, because now the fast executes are being predicted by Godlike, and Godlike starting to plan for them, are being able to deny it altogether. XTZ, they're still going for a similar strategy, multi-man stack towards one particular side, but this time they're not making too much noise, going for a slow push, trying to find the info before they commit altogether. But now with the recon drone taking out the trapwire, I'm expecting a heavy side execute onto 8 for XTZ Esports.
She does get spotted out by ScarGod, and the double peek is going to be coming straight for him, and with the beautiful paranoia as well to bait out all of the utility coming up from the jet. It may just be enough, but Deathmaker, he's going to get tagged out a lot by Eka with that Phantom, but White Rossi gets that first initial kill onto her. Should take out the lurker down from the mid side, and with the ultimate coming out as well, the Neural Dev knows exactly where they are, ladies and gentlemen, but Sami gets that first initial kill onto Deathmaker, but the cavalry is already going to be coming through, and White Horse, he's going to be leading the charge. White Horse gets his third, ScarGod gets his second kill as well. It's just going to be a bloodbath coming out from the controller and the Sentinel from the side of Godlike Esports. These two players stepped up massive in this round, and they got their the round win.
Yeah, really stepping up the players of Godlike. I think, as you said, those two especially, but the entire squad, like the idea with which they're approaching the rounds, right? Making sure to cover each other's back without much forethought in it. The millisecond gap that we noticed perhaps in the round of 128 or the round of 64 between the plays for Godlike, that second gap not existing anymore, showing that they're starting to understand each other. They're starting to expect each other to make certain plays, and those expectations really coming through for Godlike Esports with that synergy. XTZ, they need to find their own, because now at 5-5, if they're able to win this next round, it will set them up at a 6-round scoreline, and that sort of scoreline on attack is usually very favorable for the opening side. Now you can see for Godlike, this is their chance to not just take the lead, but go into the next round with an eco lead and try to consolidate that 2-round lead for themselves. They have the op, and they have the chance to push forward. XTZ, they need to innovate, and they're gonna try to do that with this mid smoke, trying to fake mid control over here, I think, as they look to gain information towards the B main. Godlike with a very risky strategy, A main control for that maker, and just the operator to hold down mid and B. It's XTZ heavy pushing on to mid, but Godlike, they're just trying to run away. They want to play for the retake.
Playing for the retake is a smart plan coming up from the side of Godlike, but at the same time, you need to retake down into the B side, and the B retakes are one of the hardest if you don't have proper control of the entire map. But they're slowly making their way forward. Going for the fact that they have a little form of an advantage, but Urgy gets the first initial kill, but gets raided on Mashini. immediately it's gonna be Sami getting that reverse kill onto White Horse as well. And they're gonna be holding down their fort. The man advantage is in the favor of XTZ, and it's gonna be Rexy getting that kill onto Chevy as he tries to put on his dancing shoes, but he was not quick enough and he gets caught off guard. Targot trying to go in for the play, but it's not gonna be enough, leaving Rider once again in the ditch, it seems, as his operator is not gonna be reigning true. And this fast execute CA coming out from the side of XTZ, it seems as though when they execute down onto the B side, they cannot be stopped. But when it comes to that A side, they are having a bit of a problem. But I do believe that this execution was possible mainly due to the Raze ultimate, allowing them to take so much map control and also side control.
Yeah, the showstopper being used really well by Heka. Even though he's not able to find a kill, the amount of ground he's able to cover on the basis of it really coming up huge. In that situation that we just saw in the instant replay with Deathmaker pushing onto market, I would have liked to see him use the Leer and not take the risk of a dry peek. Did that though, and now did end up going down. Now Deathmaker for the op is that double op setup for Godlike in the last round. Putting it all in, trying to not give a lead over to XTZ as they go into the second half. It does work out, they get the first blood, but now they have to hold on. And with 3 man stacked towards this B hookah angle, if XTZ are able to throw a grenade in there, they could just absolutely decimate Godlike. But you can see the angle Knight Rider holding down. XTZ, they're stuck, they have to go into B, and they have no other choice. It's Rexy and Sami clearing out the boat house, finding a kill each, and now with just Skargod left, he'll end up going down. The information coming through for Godlike, but it's XTZ with the advantage, and XTZ likely with the lead.
They have a lead in their favor, but then Knight Rider is pulling off the heroics, but he's not going to be checking under the smoke. Oh my god, Rexy, he's not going to be able to get that kill, and this may just be spelling doom for the entirety of XTZ and Knight Rider. He may just be able to clutch it out if he's going to be able to get this merciless kill under Rexy, but he's going to be able to catch Knight Rider off guard in that situation. But Knight Rider, that Blade Storm was absolutely incredible. It reminded me of Hamid in that situation, but oh my god, was that play insane.
Yeah, a huge play by Knight Rider to get the headshots, but an even bigger play by XTZ to secure the lead, right? Even though they lose that one man early to Deathmaker's op, they realize that, okay, it's just the op there, so if we multi-man peek it, we're likely to get the trades out, and trading out an op for one of our players, definitely worth it. Not only do they get the trades, but they get advantageous trades. 0 man going out for them as they clear out that boathouse, and they get all 3 kills, meaning Godlike now, from their first half, they're at a 2-round disadvantage. XTZ doing really well. We talked about how the race composition, it's all about finding the right executes in your favor. Going for those fast executes to utilize the pace of that race in the double satchel place, as in combination with the pace of the jet, with the dash, to force the site for yourself and force out the trades. XTZ, they do just that. Able to clear out the site across multiple rounds, get that advantage for them. Is now going to be up to Godlike on the attack, and it's Knight Rider with the dash, trying to enable his team to push in, but he just gets spotted, and Godlike, they haven't really taken control just yet. They need to start going because now XTZ, they're going on the road.
Oh, White Horse with that readjustment kill. He's going to be able to take out Sami, and this made it well move for their side, but Blackhawk, he has his back with his own vengeance. He takes out Skargod. Both omens have gone down for both sides, but White Horse, he's on that lurk, and he's slowly creeping on down forward. He does spot out one. He's not going to be going in for that kill just yet. He's going to be holding down the fort from the side of A main, but it seems the Blackhawk, he's going in for the blaze with Deathmaker. He's way too quick. He has the healing on his side, and he's gonna be able to stay alive for just a little while longer. Knight Rider, he does take one onto Heka, leaving Rexy to go down into this 1 versus 3. But ladies and gentlemen, this seems all but over. The spike is just about to go boom. He's gonna be Rexy with the heroics. He gets 1 kill on the White Horse, but Chibi with the classic right click is gonna be present to clean him up, and that execution coming up from the side of Godlike was just so incredible. But CA, you have to say one thing, that it seems as though XTZ, they didn't really try and go in for the retake together, but it was a lot of individual 1v1 fights.
Yeah, not a coordinated push from multiple angles, meaning A really clean take from Godlike itself. I really like the fact as well that they use the Jet dash as a sort of mini bait. The Knight Rider dashing in, trying to force out the utility and the
Revealing
peaks
area.
from XTZ. And then what I assume, if XTZ did peak or bring out the utility, would have been followed by a Deathmaker
Deploying
Lear
drone.
to take full side control and surprise XTZ in their spots. Now, Godlike, they're just gonna run it back. It worked before, why not do it again? It's Knight Rider picking up the Phantom, able to find the first kill onto Sami, and now Godlike with A-side control is gonna be Scargod going for the plant, and with this plant, XCZ left with a one-man disadvantage to find the retake. The positioning of Whitehorse so crucial here, and he will find a kill for himself. Whitehorse on the lurk constantly delays XTZ so much that even if they want to go for a retake, they have to stop and rethink it for a second.
Deathmaker gets that secondary kill as well, taking out Hiccup. But this Phantom in the hands of Knight Rider is what the defense will really
Last
want. It's
player
going to be going in for the play, but Deathmaker, he's way too quick. He's going to be able to spray them down and kill them all as he takes their souls away for himself. It's going to be a 7-7 scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. And that was the eco round coming out from the side of the defense. So not really that much to talk about, but a well-executed attack as well coming out from the side of Godlike.
Yeah, especially like I have to shout out Whitehorse on that lurk again. Like the amount of pressure he's able to create in his individual lonesome with only the Cypher to help him. He doesn't really have any aggressive utility, right? It's about how he can mold his existing utility, like the cages and the cameras, to come off in an aggressive fashion. And that's not something we see generally from Cyphers. Not only is he covering the backstab for his team, but also lurking and causing a lot of havoc and pressure. It's Whitehorse who you need to look out for. I mean, we saw the scorecard just now. It's Deathmaker and Knight Rider leading for Godlike is 14 and 11. But for XCZ, it's Rexy with 13 kills. I would like to see Hika and Harsh step up just a teensy bit more as the duelists really come through and be able to force the hand of Godlike again and again, rather than being a little more reactive as they are right now. You can see for Godlike, only a couple of guns picked up for Knight Rider, that Phantom being carried over. For Deathmaker, a new gun. The rest of them, though, carrying over the Spectres, meaning XTZ with the full gun investment in this
Revealing
round.
area.
It's their buy round, and it's their time to make sure that they're able to push through. Now, a very defensive recon bull, trying to see if any aggressive push came out from A main. They're able to check it out, get the alt point control, but on the other side, it's Rexy picking up that first kill onto Deathmaker and setting XTZ for success in their buy round.
Deploying drone.
Holding down the fort pretty well, but still with one member going down for the side of the attack, it's gonna be pretty detrimental, especially when it's gonna be their flash. But already we're seeing a fast execute coming out. It's gonna be Hirsch going down immediately to the hands of Scargod, evening up the playing field just a little bit more as he's clearing out all the angles as they push through short. But Sami, he has his crosshairs trained. He has the perfect angle. He's probably gonna be able to get the kill. But Whitehorse, he's gonna be way too quick. He gets that kill onto Rexy right there to answer back with his own on the Blackhawk, and side control is already being established by the side of the attackers. But it's gonna be Hika coming in with the lurk as well. He gets that kill on the Whitehorse, forces Scargod down into this 1v1 situation with his pain shells, and he has all of the information in the world. But Chibi, he's not checking his angles, but Chibi, he's gonna be able to get that kill immediately. It's gonna be Hika going in for the heroics. He gets that kill on the Knight Rider, but still, ladies and gentlemen, it's not gonna be enough, as it seems as though Godlike, they have the plan, they know the execution, and they're playing so much as a team that it seems as though XTZ, they're falling back when it comes to the team play categories, and they're winning a lot of their gunfights, but at the same time, I don't see a lot of team plays here.
Yeah, the team play definitely missing for XCZ. I think they're trying to take a lot more individual duels, and it did work out for them in the starting of the round. But when Godlike push through with a coordinated effort, that's when the issue really starts showing up. XCZ, they need to try and find a way where they can find the double peaks or even the triple peaks, maybe use the boombot to cause a distraction while they go for the peaks towards one angle and then look to push up on that. Now Godlike, they have the better weapons in this round and they're trying to push through, but it's Rexy with the Sheriff, gets that one tap. Once again, Rexy really playing well today for XTZ Esports. He's the top fragger and he's always getting these first bloods, playing that defense angle really well. But now the crossfire set up for Sami and Blackhawk, but destroyed instantly by Knight Rider and Deathmaker. The crossfire down, that means A side completely free. It's Godlike with the side control, Shivi with the plant.
When you're playing for these crossfires, you need to have semi-automatic weapons, otherwise going for those multi-kills are gonna be super difficult. But with Deathmaker raiding with his headshot supreme and a beautiful use of the dismiss as well, he's gonna be able to survive. It's gonna be Rexy getting that first kill on a White Horse. But still, Deathmaker is crosshair raid supreme, and we're gonna be watching the instant replay one more time to see what Deathmaker did. First of all, a beautiful play coming out from him to get that crossfire down, and then immediately he goes in for one of the kills, gets the kill, waits for the ultimate to come out from the side of Hika, and then he uses the dismiss to dodge it, and then goes in for the reverse peek to get the reverse kill once again with his own headshot plays. That was just absolutely incredible, DM. This is how you need to use Reyna's abilities.
Yeah, DM really using that dismiss to perfection, as you said, to enable his team to push into site, working extremely well as the entry fragger for Godlike and able to secure this two-man advantage for them. I think for Godlike Esports, the amount of proactivity they've shown on attack, it's mildly surprising to me because I honestly assumed, given their dominance on defense yesterday, on bind especially, they would be much more comfortable on defense because slightly less coordination required on that side. But they're showing that they've really cleaned up the small issues of synergy that we were seeing, very much on the same page throughout. They're making attack work on multiple fronts. You see, even when they go for the bait or the White Horse lurk on one particular angle, when he's holding down the angle, the communication constantly going through about what he's hearing, the comms continuously on. Those comms, that's what are giving the advantage to Godlike. Once again, though, as the past few rounds went, it's XTZ with the first blood. Hiccup picking up, but Knight Rider, he answered it back. Harsh with the op, he's missing the shots, and it's White Horse taking Rexy down. Knows exactly where XTZ is, and using that information, they'll go for that B-side push, try to pile in onto Blackhawk.
30
seconds
he's stuck
left.
between a rock and a hard place, and all of the members are going to be running him down. And Blackhawk, he gets that first initial kill, but he's not going to be able to get the second, and Chibi answers back onto him.
Last
It's
player
going to be a
standing.
3 versus 2 situation, make it a 1 versus 3 situation, sorry, for the side of XTZ and Hirsch. He has to operate a train. Will he be able to find the shot? And yes, he does. He's able to take out Knight Rider, and his crosshair is going to be reigning supreme. What a beautiful play. Could just be coming out from the side of White, because he's going to be going in for the lurk. He's going to be pushing on in, but he's not going to be pushing in just yet. He's holding his ground for as long as he can. This is going to be a Mexican standoff between these 3 players and Chevy. He's probably going to be spotting out Knight Rider and probably going to be spotting out Hirsch, sorry, as White Horse comes in from the back end to go in for the backstab. And a beautiful play indeed coming out from the side of Godlike. Those postmans were absolutely immaculate. First of all, they use Knight Rider as bait to get the information of which side Hirsch is going to be coming from. He takes a peek. He knows for a fact that, okay, Hirsch is here. And then immediately White Horse makes that play to go into Speedway, go in for that off angle while Shivi just goes in for the jiggles to just bait out Hirsch, to force him into him, get all of the attention so that immediately White Horse can go in for the lurk play, go in for the backstab, and then get that kill. A beautiful round execution coming out from the side of Godlike.
Revealing
Definitely, Godlike on top tier form here on the attacking side. They've won 5 rounds in a row now. Huge win streak for them, and they're forcing XTZ to make the difficult eco decisions. XTZ now forced into a place where they have to try and make it work with a couple of light shields, a Spectre even. So XTZ, they cannot afford a 6-round win streak to go over to Godlike, because otherwise the eco would hurt, and Godlike, they would be on an unstoppable roll. Now Godlike, they're switching up the strategy once again. This time it's Knight Rider in the solo action, pushing through mid, while the rest of the team goes for that B push. Godlike, Knight Rider with the first kill will clear out Pizza. Now going for Market. Sami takes him down though, and that will mean Knight Rider stopped in his tracks. But now Deathmaker looking for more. It's Sami though with the one tap. Scargod, he answers back, but it's 3v3 on the map. Godlike forced to commit onto this B side.
They're forced to commit, but at the same time, a beautiful ultimate coming out from the side of Shivi to get that first initial kill. But Hika, he's gonna be able to dodge out the second, but he tags out 2 players with that Under's Fury, and this is gonna be hurting them a lot, ladies and gentlemen. And the bodies are just gonna be dropping everywhere. It's gonna be White Horse fighting 2, and Scargo coming in from the side of B-Main to clean up Hika with a headshot. This is an absolute bloodbath occurring for the side of XTZ. They're not able to hold down the fort, and their bodies are just dropping like flies at this point. And with not a lot of money to work with, CA, if they lose this round, it's all over for them.
Yeah, this round now, Godlike with a huge advantage, but it's XTZ who are trying to fight back, right? You can see on multiple fronts that they're trying to find an advantage. Sami especially stepped up huge this round, but they're not able to translate those advantages into round wins because as we talked about earlier, the cohesion really lacking for XTZ on that defense. Godlike, they are steaming on all fronts, able to just roll through time and time again onto this side, get those kills, and get the side control for themselves. Deathmaker with 18, Knight Rider with 16, White Horse with 14 is like all even numbers throughout. Every single player continuously contributing to the team's success. Just beautiful plays by the entire team. Shivi with 10 assists especially. Like he's really shown up today, acting as that perfect support player, as the perfect IGL for his team. Godlike now with 6 rounds in a row on attack. He's going to be XTZ to try and make it up, but the desperation buys coming through for XTZ, as they rightfully should, right? You can't afford to try and play for overtime. That means they have to go for the semi-buys. You see a Sheriff, you see a Bulldog, you see a Light Shield, you see a Spectre, meaning Godlike, they have the heavier weaponry. As long as they can keep being innovative, it's Godlike with the ball in their court.
Do love one thing about the side of God, like the way they're executing their strategies is a lot about the brawls, the close range fights instead of taking the long range battles. And this is where their loadouts also showcase that they're going for these fights. Looking at their loadouts here, they all have phantoms, so they can go in for the spray duels, and they can win out in their favor, but it's gonna be Hika getting that first initial kill on the Scargod with a well-placed headshot coming out from him, and this lurk may just cause a lot of issues. It's gonna be Knight Rider being able to take out Rexy, but Sami answers back with his own, being able to get that trade, taking us down through a 3 versus 4 situation, but it's gonna be White Horse! Oh my god, that spray transfer kill on the Hika and Hirsch was absolutely incredible. This man is cracked out of his mind, taking us to a 2 versus 2 situation. It's gonna be godlike. They are gonna be riding on the momentum of that kill coming up from the side of White Horse. It's gonna be Shivi and Deathmaker going in for the
One
place. 15
enemy
seconds
remaining.
until the recon. It's gonna be Deathmaker getting that kill on the Blackhawk, and they know exactly where the last member is gonna be. Sami, he's going up against the entire world once again. He goes in for the peak, but his last one position has already been found. He needs to try and go for the kill, but with the leer coming out from the side of Deathmaker, it's not gonna be enough as Sami goes down. As we move into match point, ladies and gentlemen, Godlike Esports, they seem absolutely unstoppable.
There really is no stopping Godlike, and I have to give so much props to White Horse because that, as you said, that double kill, I think we're gonna see it like somewhere around here, was absolutely nutty. 1-2, headshot, down go the duelist, and White Horse with his like lurk playstyle, constantly creating so much pressure for his team. The team, they go for that A push, but White Horse, he's waiting down in the mid, lurking down in the area, trying to prevent any sort of rotations, flanks, or like retakes for XTZ, and he's been able to do it time and time again brilliantly. One of the most consistent players throughout this Challenger Series 5 for Godlike. White House really turning up today and leading the charge for his team. Now Godlike with match point, it's White Horse. So there I was talking about with that first blood. Hikato, he finds that return kill and now bringing the showstopper, but Deathmaker instantly shutting him down. Will find the headshot, and Godlike, they maintain their lead and now holding their positions, trying to look for more. More will be found by White Horse, and now with the information he delivers, Godlike committing onto this B side.
They wanna be going here because it's just little old Rexy to go up against the entire wall. But Rexy, if he keeps on hitting headshots like that, it's not gonna be little old Rexy. It's gonna be a T-Rex instead. He gets all the kills and he gets the 4th as well, taking out Jimmy. And indestructible wall this Sova. This is no longer a Sova. He's an absolute entry fragger.
Yeah, I mean, Rexy really stepping up today. With the absence of Sai, you expect the experience, the IGL duties to fall on to the next most experienced player. One of the most consistent players we've seen throughout the Challenger series from 1 to 5. It's Rexy. He's the top fragger for his team on that server, and he's the player who helps them keep their lives in this map. Picking up a 4K easy defense for Rexy, and that's 12 to 8 for this map. Now XTZ, that was their first round win on the defensive side, so hopefully they can pick up on the morale on the basis of that and try to push through, because Godlike, they won 7 rounds back to back, so the ego will definitely not be hurt for them. Now Deathmaker, he gets tagged a little bit by that market area, sorry, by the catwalk area, and has to just step back. The smoke's coming out for XTZ as they look to deny this peak. Going for the aim for Deathmaker. What was that? Deathmaker Depthmaker finds a headshot through the smoke, and in conjunction with Knight Rider, just clears out plus
Last
side.
player standing.
Godlike plays by Godlike Esports.
Much godlike in one sentence, CA, but it's gonna be Blackhawk going in for the kill on the Knight Rider. He goes in for the heroic,
Attackers
but it's
win.
not gonna be enough. Deathmaker with his game sense, Knight Rider with his pristine aim, close it all down. And the first map goes in the favor of Godlike Esports. Ladies and gentlemen, that was an explosive map one.
Yeah, that was a hella explosive map one because you saw in first half it was really close between both of the teams. Every round going down to the wire and every team giving it their all. But as soon as we moved on to the second half, as soon as the proactivity started coming through for Godlike, they were just dominating every single round. Their ability to find picks throughout the map and then convert them into side pushes. You would think this team has already got the chance to practice a lot together, really discuss the strategies and come out on top. Godlike, they look like a team renewed, constantly day by day getting stronger. XTZ, they need to answer back, and they will look to do that with the next map. It's Godlike with this first map win, but let's talk a little bit more about Ascent and exactly what went wrong for XTZ in the second half of this first map with the Relive the Moment, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 Notebook, powered by Ryzen 4000 series processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. Now first, I have to give a shout out to Rexy. Because boy, that he was a beast throughout this map. Top fragging as a Sova and really leading with the responsibility, understanding that with Sai, the normal IGL missing, he needs to step up. Rexy, he really did do just that. But I feel like a bit of firepower lacking from Harsh and Hika meant that not really much backup available for the Sova. And I know how ironic that sentence sounds. Backup for the Sova, but that's really just what Rexy needed. Someone to be able to step up with him so they could take the fight to Godlike Esports. That not happening and Godlike rolling on all fronts. Whitehorse with this constant solo man pressure plays, causing so much chaos in the mid area of the map while his team goes for the push. Hats off to him. Literally and figuratively, he took his hats off multiple times.
That is really true, CA. He was able to use his neural theft so often, and that's why recycling ultimates in Valorant is very important. You have to give it to this man. I don't know if you noticed this or not, CA. He always took ultimate ores whenever he was lurking. Yep. Every single time he kept on taking the ultimate ores, and he had his neural theft available. Every single couple of rounds, we saw that neural theft getting popped immediately, and this gave so much information to the side of Godlike, and taking ultimate orb control, is gonna give you a lot of information on its own. You know for a fact that the enemy is not gonna be controlling this part of the map, so you can go for a lurk and slowly make your way down into mid, forcing the enemies to funnel down into one area. And Whitehorse, he just has such amazing aim that if he sees you in his crosshair vicinity, he's just gonna pop your heads. Godlike played astonishingly well in this game, and I really hope to see this coming forward into the next map as well, because XTZ, they need to bring their A game, but if this is how Godlike keep on playing, XTZ, they're gonna have such a hard time in this next map.
Oh, definitely, especially considering that the next map is Split. We were talking about how the only issue with Split for Godlike was their synergy, and given how much they displayed with this map, XTZ, they need to pull out all the stops. I think we might be seeing a triple duelist, but we'll just have to wait on for map 2 to see actually what comes through. Now, till then, make sure you like this stream, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We're in the last 2 days of the Challenger Series 5. The finals being started, the lower bracket finals and the upper bracket finals today, and then the lower bracket decided finals and the grand finals tomorrow. You don't want to miss any of that action, so make sure you have that notification bell on. Also, follow us on the TEC social media so you're able to get constant updates of not just what streams are available, but what holds for the future by TEC with respect to tournaments. We'll see you really soon with map 2 of this series in the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD.
Time every day goes by so fast, and every moment counts, baby. I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Baby, while we're
coming into the competition after a long break and showing us that they will maintain that champion position. Rexy, he's not gonna give up. It's do or die. He makes himself known. And Amaterasu with the finishing blow. Velocity Gaming, they are your champions of the TEC Challenger Series 4.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5 powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD with AFK Gaming as our media partner. We're here to check out map 2 in the series between XTZ Esports and GODLIKE Esports. GODLIKE took down map 1 and were now looking to take their place in the deciders finals by taking down XTZ. XTZ, it's up to them to try and make a comeback, and I'm curious to see if they will do so. Now, looking at the map screen aggressive, it's split coming up. Now, split, a big question mark for me as to what to expect from both teams, because GODLIKE, you expect Shivi to go into the breach and them to be really strong, but they haven't been so in terms of results. And XTZ, they have the versatility to pull out anything. You can see Blackhawk going on to breach perhaps, or even a triple duelist composition. I just want to see what they pull out.
A triple duelist composition would be the more, I would say, expected composition, I do believe, but both of the teams are going to be going for the exact same composition with the breach, with the raise, and with the jet. This is the breach composition at its finest, and now we need to think that will XTZ be able to pull this off, because we saw it in map 1 that they lacked the coordination that GODLIKE have, and GODLIKE, they had so much coordination in map 1 that they just completely steamrolled over XTZ on Ascent.
Yeah, the coordination going to be extremely important because XCZ, they have picked up the breach, and the breach, it is in the hands of Blackhawk. Now, Blackhawk, I have constantly praised him as one of the most versatile players in our entire community. We've seen him on things stretching from the Sova to the Cypher to the Omen to the Breach. He can play literally anything, and that's going to be an extremely good tool for XTZ. But it's not just about playing the Breach well, it's about playing the Breach well in conjunction with your teammates. So the rest of XTZ, they need to rally around Blackhawk and allow him to really lead the way with his Breach, or call for the plays they want for him through that Breach. We'll have to see which one it is, because now with both the teams having the breach, that's the agent I'm going to keep my eye on, and that's the agent I'm going to look to. When it comes to Blackhawk versus Shivi breach, though, you expect Shivi to take the cake given his experience on the agent.
Shivi is one of those breach mates that we have seen him. Like, we know for a fact that Shivi is one of those players from back in Series 1. He's been running this breach. Every single time, before even Breach got buffs, he was running the Breach. So he has a lot of experience with this one character, and this should give him the one-up edge, especially for the fact that Shivi's also the IGL playing this Breach. When you are the IGL yourself and you're playing the Breach, you can dictate the movement of your entire team. But in comparison, if someone else is IGLing and the Breach is the one who needs to make the plays according to the IGL's calls, it gets a bit more difficult. So I am giving the one-up towards the side of Shivi, but at the same time, we have seen Whitehorse pull off some... Sorry, I'm not Whitehorse, sorry. Blackhawk pull off some amazing upsets. We have seen it in multiple different times. When he's on that Breach, he just completely decimates anyone when it comes coming into his crosshair vicinity with his flashes, with his concusses, and it of course knows how to set up his team for the best chances that they have in a 1v1 duel.
Yeah, now we are going to see a couple of changes for XCZ. It's her shifting onto that Cypher, Rexy shifting onto the Omen, allowing Sami to pick up his favorite signature jet. That's going to be something that I'm going to look out for. Sami, he's been an absolute beast whenever he gets his hands on this jet. So he can be that X factor to allow GODLIKE to just completely take over. Now GODLIKE, they are going to start on the attack, and this is where a big question mark comes through, because like theoretically and ever since the conception of the map, Split has been somewhat favored as that defense-sided map, but ever since this attacking-favored meta came through, ever since the power of the breach was realized on Split, since then the attackers have enjoyed a lot more freedom on it, being able to constantly push through for the mid control or use the bait of mid control to push through onto sides. That sort of level of proactivity is also something we get to see a lot in competitive gameplay. So I'm expecting both of these teams, especially given how map 1 went, with both of the teams favoring attack on Ascent, I'm expecting both of these teams to favor attack here once again on Split. It's gonna come down to the breaches, but when you talk about the breaches, you also gotta talk about the players following up on that breach, and it's gonna be the Jets. Knight Rider, he was on pristine form in map 1, and if we see the flash and dash combo for Knight Rider, and Knight Rider and Shivi come out again, if we see that dynamic duo pop off, it might just be over for XTZ Esports.
It's going to be very difficult for the side of XTZ to try and stop this composition because these two players have been playing this composition since the dawn of time, pretty much. Since the dawn of Valorant. And they've been pulling it off over and over again when it came to the map of Split. And now that they have Deathmaker, they have that anchor on their side. Even if Knight Rider dies trying to pull off this competition, there is of course going to be Deathmaker to follow up on all the calls that Shivi makes. And in this situation, I'm going to be looking towards the side of Blackhawk to try and coordinate Sami, to try and coordinate Hika, to make the best plays possible. If Hika and Sami are able to do what they do best, frag out of their minds, these people have insane aim. I don't think I need to tell you this, CA, that Sami pulls off clutches that he had no business taking, and Hika, he's like an absolute madman. He's going to be rushing on it, and he's going to be taking everyone down. This is the type of plays that I expect to come out from them, and Blackhawk, he needs to try and set it up. He needs to go in for the counter plays that Shivi is doing. For example, if Shivi is going to be flashing through one area, he needs to go in for the reverse flash, stopping any sort of a push to come out from the right-hand side. Because Shivi is going to flash one side, no one's going to push there. Everyone, like, the way I believe that the breach meta works is that Shivi, he's going to be flashing down, let's say he's going to be flashing out ramps. And then immediately, one person is going to be dashing down into the side. Using all of the chaos happening in ramp, they're going to be able to take side control. And when the defense is trying to hold down ramps, they're not going to be looking at side, and the side is going to be open. All of these factors need to be coming into play, and Blackhawk needs to be answering back accordingly and holding down the side with his own flashes while his own defenders are fighting down in ramps. All these factors need to be coming into play. All the counter plays need to be present. Otherwise, this will be a very one-sided game towards the side of GODLIKE, I do believe.
Yeah, when it comes to the breach, those mind games especially important to try and figure out exactly what you can expect from the opponent breach and how to set up a counter preemptively against that. We'll have to see which team able to come out on top of that. Remember, while we get into the match, what you can do is like this stream, show your support for both of these teams as well. Spam hashtag #DilSayGodlike if you think GODLIKE will be able to finish off here in map 2 and take the win, and spam hashtag BeyondExtreme if you think XTZ stage a comeback here and try to pull off a reverse sweep for themselves, go into map 3. Now, it's going to be GODLIKE Esports starting on the attack, XTZ on the defense, and the way the players are stacking up, GODLIKE going for that ace side 5-man rush, and XTZ expecting it 4 members towards his ace side, and the mid completely left free. I really like this approach from XTZ, setting up the trap fire towards the mid vents entry onto A, as well as leaving the side from B, allowing them to multi-man stack this B. A side and catch out GODLIKE here. It'll be GODLIKE going in, Hika with first, but Deathmaker and ScarGod being able to answer back, meaning despite the stack, it's XTZ not able to come out on top. Scratch that, Rexy and Sami able to get a kill, and Deathmaker with the return, meaning now it's 2v2 on the map. The spike left alone by itself. DM needs to pick it up.
One enemy remaining.
It's gonna be Shivi getting that kill on Dharsh, and Rexy only has 5 HP to work with, and he's not gonna be happy about it. It's gonna be Shivi going in for the plays with his classic. He's gonna be able to get that kill off, and that was a fast execution feat going down into this A side. And I do believe that it was Shivi's call to just full on send everyone down into side and take side control. Remember what I told him about the mind games? He flashed out heaven and he sent everyone down into the side.
Yeah, the mind game is definitely reigning true for Shivi. this is where the experience of playing the agent comes through, right? And also the added bonus of being the IGL yourself. Shivi able to understand and predict what the likely response for XTZ to be, is able to bait them out and allow his team to push into this site really aggressively. Now the eco round for XTZ, they're going for that eco push down at mid, but Godlike, they're just on the other side in this B garage, going for the push themselves. Shivi, he's gonna check his back. Shivi, he's gonna find them here. We'll take down Harsh, we'll take down Blackhawk as well, and that's gonna be the cue for Godlike to push through into side. B side completely open.
That's gonna be completely open and the control has been established. Deathmaker, he gets that first initial headshot onto Sami to take him down extremely low, and with that nade coming out as well, getting popped. It's gonna get Rexy going
planted.
down to pretty low health of his own, and Deathmaker, he's just gonna be holding down the flank.
Last
There is no
player
need to go
standing.
in for any form of peek at Deathmaker. He threads the needle, he gets that kill on Rexy as Knight Rider slowly makes his way forward to try and hunt down this lonely Hika. But CA, this is going to be super important. If Hika stays alive, he's gonna have only 1,000 credit to work with in the following round. And he's gonna fail his eco entirely.
Yeah, I think Hika does know this, and he's likely to end up going for the push here. He does go for just that, and Knight Rider will take him down. That's 2 rounds back to back for Godlike Esports. Deathmaker and Shivi with 4 kills each. Shivi, like, we had that big question mark over him, right? Considering that he is favored on the breach, he shifted onto the Sova only since Deathmaker has come onto the squad to try and accommodate for that double duelist lineup on the other maps. But when it comes to split, Sova not preferred at all, allowing Shivi to go back to his breach, and really is performing here. 4 kills to his name already. Anti-eco going really well for Godlike, meaning now for them, not much investment made. 3 Spectres carrying over. It's XTZ with the full buys and XTZ looking to push back. We did say that we expect an attacker's sided favored map on this split, considering the way both of these teams like to play as well as the compositions they have. So XTZ, they just need to try and equalize, prevent too much momentum rolling forward to Godlike, and then look to push back in their own attacking half. Now a 3-man stack towards B, allowing the Cypher to hold down A with their raise is XTZ Esports. Hika and Harsh, they're holding down A. The rest of their team waiting in this B side for a push. Mid control being taken by Godlike, and it's going to be up to them to try to funnel in onto this side. But with the trap denying A, it's going to be a B side where they choose to commit, and commit they will. Now the pain grenade is going out, a bunch of noise being made. But look at the spike. The spike is still over at A on Whitehorse. A likely rotate to come out for Godlike, maybe choose to go on to A.
But Deathmaker, he made a little bit too much noise in this major certain with the nade coming out from the side of Hika as well. They need to try and get out of vents immediately and shift towards his B side. And with the rotation coming out from the side of Blackhawk, this may
30
just
seconds
be
left.
enough as they're slowly creeping their way forward. Not a lot of utility to work with. It's going to be a good Roomba coming out from the... But Deathmaker, he dodges out the flash and he's going to be able to keep on going in. Deathmaker making his way forward. He's probably going to be able to get that first kill. Whitehorse answers back on the one. Scarlet gets one of his own as well. Deathmaker, he's trying to find a kill, but he doesn't find any bodies. But it's gonna be his teammates
seconds
cleaning
left.
them up one after the
planted.
next. Ladies and gentlemen, the action is gonna be left, right, and center moving forward, going down to this 5 versus 2 situation. But Deathmaker, he misses his own clone by a bare centimeter. The timing was not in his favor, but they know for a fact that one was down in the CT side and one is coming from the heavens. That is where the game sense play is gonna be coming into fruition. But it seems as though they're making the smart play from the side of XTZ. They don't have a lot of money, and in this 5 versus 2 situation, there's no way that they're gonna be able to hold the fort and go in for a retake. So they're opting for the save. But this will give us some time to talk about what exactly happened in this round. They established mid control CA, and they were able to use that to try and test the waters. Which side can they actually go to? Knowing for the fact that Hika's actually just chilling out in the side of A will allow them to immediately rush down onto B, not even have to worry about any sort of a pain shell to come out for him, to stop them for going in front of that plant, and for Blackhawk to come in and actually back up the squad with his own flashes, with his own concussors.
Yeah, like the pressure caused by Godlike onto multiple fronts while taking mid control is one of the key things that we always want to see in a breach composition. You want to be able to use your breach utility to push in slowly, get real estate control across the map, control that territory and the ground, and then use that advantage to decide where you want to commit. Godlike, they go one step further, using that advantage to figure out where the other team are, able to secure this third round. Now, eco for XTZ, but that's not going to stop them. Blackhawk with the Sheriff pulls out that nasty one tap.
Oh, no.
And now with Playstorm ready for Sami, it might just be that Playstorm making a difference. That Hika, he gets tagged really low, but he is able to take down Hika, meaning now 4v4 on the map. As Godlike, they need to pull back the spike and go for a side commit. They're going to give up mid control. They've caused enough noise and damage here. Now going to start rotating towards that B garage area, looking for a B side commit.
The defense, they're going to be looking for this push because they don't have a gun and they want that gun really badly down in the side of mid. And Whitehorse, he may just be the one to catch them in this situation, but he's not opting to go for this peak just yet. It's going to be Deathmaker making in for the fast plays. He's clearing out all of his angles, and B-side control has already been established with the spike soon about to go down. It's going to be in his hands, but Deathmaker with only 16 HP, he gets his own kills, and Whitehorse, this lurk is just absolutely beautiful, and the neural step getting popped as well. And with his last dying breath, he gives the information to his team of where exactly they're going to be coming from. Deathmaker goes in for the plays, but Urge with the swing, he's not able to get that kill onto him because of the 16 HP. But Sami, he only has 15 to work with on his own as well. It's either get headshots, go big, or go home for the side of XTZ. And with the first pick coming out, Hirsch, he's only making his way forward and Chip, he wants the back of his teammate Hirsch. So he gets a reverse kill on the Scargod, and this is very much possible in this 1 versus 1 situation. But Chibi, such a beautiful concussive shot to force Hirsch down into the open and get a beautiful one tap as well. This is the type of plays that we miss, ladies and gentlemen. Chibi on this breach is absolutely disgusting.
Really nice usage of that seismic blast, able to push it onto this spike and give Hush one of two options. Either you step back and avoid it altogether, or you step in and take the peak battle against me. Hush chooses to take the peak battle, knowing that the time is running out for his end, and does end up getting taken down by a clean headshot from Shivy. Shivy has been on top from this match, but XTZ, they did brilliantly in what was their eco round. If they can carry over that sort of momentum into this, the attacking round could be huge. The op coming out for Sami, he's the one picking up that first blood, setting XTZ up for success. Now, I saw a counter op as well, ready for Knight Rider. So if Knight Rider can make this work and equalize the scoreline here, it would be humongous. He's going to find a peak towards these A ramps, but Hika and Sami just waiting it out, not willing to peek just yet. The ops lined up against each other, both looking for each other, but both refusing to make that first move. Is Knight Rider trying to find someone, but not able to find anyone just yet. Sami just waiting patiently. Sami, he's moving in now. He will find Knight Rider, and Sami with the nutty intuition, able to take him down. Op working out for XTZ. XTZ looking for their first round on the board.
The op finding so much value, but Chibi, he did have his Rolling Thunder available to him. So in the next couple of rounds, we're going to be seeing something very, very different. But on this round, Chibi needs to come up massive. He gets that one kill
30
onto a
seconds left.
lonely Rexy. But at the same time, it's going to be Blackhawk taking the trade off instead. Beautiful play indeed, as a fast execute does come on down to the B side, but it's not going to be enough. As Hika comes in from the sideline, he gets the last 2 kills and cleans it all up. And that's going to be a beautiful round coming out from the side of the defense to hold it all down. As one run on the board for the side of defense, but now that they know for a fact that Sami's on this operator, they're going to be a lot more careful. And now that with the Rolling Thunder being available as well, it's going to set up a lot of things for the side of Knight Rider. And you can also see that Knight Rider, he's going to be ready with his Phantom to dash in with Deathmaker on his side.
Yeah, it's going to be really important as well to try and use that Rolling Thunder early so you can recycle the cooldowns. With it ready for both the teams, it could be used to take the site as well as go for the retake here. We'll have to see which one comes through. Now, multi-man stack for Godlike onto A. I'm expecting that to come out. It's Cargod on the lurk, and this lurk could be huge for them. If he can push through to the mid area and deny the rotations while his team takes A-side control, he could be the linchpin to their success in this round. Now you can see XTZ, they're just trying to hold on to their positions, trying to play it out, holding their angles. But now the smoke coming out from Scar in heaven, meaning Godlike, they're ready to go. But all of this is just the bait. All of this just trying to make noise because the spike is dropped near the sewers area. They're trying to find the picks, not looking to overly commit. And the stalemate established for both the teams as neither wants to make the first move. Now Godlike, they are starting to take mid control, but with 2 members ready, as well as the Rolling Thunder going out, it's Sami picking up the first kill, and now the counter Rolling Thunder coming out. The spike has still not started moving, and the fake Rolling Thunder by Shivi just didn't give them enough pressure.
That is gonna be hurting them quite a lot as Ika's trying to make his way up, but it's gonna be Night Rider
30
getting that kill
seconds
instead. Deathmaker gets taken out as well by the hands of Rexy, and down in this 2 versus 3 situation. It's gonna be pretty dangerous for their side. Blackhawk, he gets that first initial. He's trying to get a kill, but it's not going to be enough as Night Rider gets one onto Rexy instead, and side control is to be established. But with only 14 seconds left on the clock, they need to try and go for this play immediately.
10
The
seconds
spike is
left.
about to go down, ladies and gentlemen, but Blackhawk, he has a perfect angle. He goes in for the taps, he goes in for the peaks, and he goes in for the strafe as well to get the last remaining kill and take out Whitehorse. It's going to be all over for the side of the attack, ladies and gentlemen, and it seems as though the coordination coming out on the side of mid between Scargod and Shivi was not perfect, and Sami, he was able to just get out of the he was able to take the shot and then immediately get out from the Rolling Thunder because Scargod, he just pushed in a bit too early.
This goes here.
Yeah, Sami playing with the wind, using his op to just sort of thread the needle between those 2 aggressive players in Scargod and Shivi, picking up a kill but also getting away in time, really important because he forces the push from them. I do feel like though for Godlike, that fake Rolling Thunder needed to have been followed up by a quick execute onto A, otherwise there really is no point of a fake Rolling Thunder. Now the showstopper coming out for Godlike is them looking to force his A side execute. Night Rider with the first. The showstopper missed, but Deathmaker able to pick up a kill on the back end. Meaning now Godlike, even though XTZ found a trade with the 2v1 kill in their advantage,
Spike planted.
getting this one agent up. Now you can see XTZ, they're ready for the retake, but they're gonna try to get denied as much as possible. But the showstopper now coming out for Deathmaker. He's looking for more. That last showstopper was actually Hicka, my bad. Deathmaker with his own now will miss it out, but will just delay for as long as possible.
He's holding down the
One
fort, and
enemy
Deathmaker with the
remaining.
fast speed, he gets one. And it's gonna be Scargod getting the multi-kills instead. He's gonna get the 2k for himself, and Deathmaker with the 1. The round was absolutely well done. As ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be moving into round number 8 for the side of Split. And that execution coming out from the side of Godlike, yes, of course, it was super fast, but you have to talk about the post-plan scenario. Scargod, he has such a beautiful position to back up Deathmaker that he can take those peak battles. Even if one person moves straight forward away from the side of Elbow, Deathmaker, he gets that first initial kill on Elbow. What is going to be the instinct of the defenders to do? To try to take a further control away from the side of Elbow. But Scargod, he's holding down the fort of his own, being able to watch Heaven, being able to watch the off angle on their side, but it's gonna be Rexy being the smoke criminal in this round, getting 2 unsuspecting kills onto Night Rider and Whitehorse, but Blackhawk, he answers back with his own, and this seems all but dark for the side of the attackers as the bodies are gonna be dropping in, but Chibi and Scargod, they're answering back with their own, with the spike about to go down.
Kills all around on multiple sides. Now the Omen
Last
ultimate
player
coming
standing.
out. The spike planted for Godlike, but being denied by the main way. The trigger control by Shivi though to pick up the third. Ika is going for the defuse. Shivi needs to pull out his Seismic Blast. Will do that. It will pull off pick up from the spike. But with 2 members on different sides and not double peak and a double peak coming out for XTZ, meaning XTZ able to secure this round. A thrifty round to boot, meaning XTZ doing really well here. All they had was pistols and a Spectre, and it all was set up by Rexy. Right here in the instant replay, you can see lurking in the smoke, catching them completely off guard, picks up both Whitehorse and Night Rider. That smoke itself is a very unconventional smoke, but playing in the smoke with an aggressive push, a very risky play by Rexy, but it pays off huge, and Rexy stepping up to set up the thrifty round for XTZ Esports. Blackhawk chiming in as well with a nasty one tap, meaning every single player now starting to fire on all cylinders. XTZ answering back.
Blocking sight.
XTZ, they're taking the fight straight to the enemies, and these type of unsuspecting plays are what gonna be catching the entirety of Godlike off guard. But Sami, he does have his operator train down near the A main side, down near the A ramp side, sorry. And it's gonna be the Roomba clearing out one, but Deathmaker, he made his bite off a bit more than he can chew, and he just goes into the side of that side of Sami's operator. It's gonna be Scargod and Whitehorse though getting a kill of their own, and Scargod goes in for the spray. He does find one on the Rexy and takes him out, making it a little bit more even for their side, but even's not gonna be enough as it's a 2 versus 3 situation, and Sami, he still has his operator, he still has his knives
Spike
on
planted.
hand, and Shibi going for the plant. It's gonna be a pretty dangerous play for their side as Hirsch is slowly making his way forward, but with all of the utility in the world for their side, it may just be enough. But Sami, with that frenzy, he gets that first initial kill. He's gonna be able to take out Knight Rider, but a save would be opted for. But it seems as a beautiful play coming up from the side of Hirsch to get that a lot of information in their favor. But Whitehorse, they know exactly where Sami's gonna be as well. Whitehorse does put on his own counterpart. He goes in for the spray, but he's not gonna be able to connect. It's gonna be Hirsch going in for the plays instead. There's not really enough time, and with a beautiful flash coming out from the side of Chippy, there's nothing that Sami can do. He could get this kill, but it's not gonna be enough. As Chippy, he played the time down so well. He goes in for the knife kill at the very end. Sami and Chippy, they brought a knife to a gunfight instead. And Chippy's like, come on, put him up, boy, put him up. I want the kill. It did not really come through. As godlike esports, they're just absolutely immaculate, it seems, when it comes to the side of attack.
That flash by Shivi in the 1v1, playing it so well, and then the jiggle to hide behind this wall, meaning he's able to play for time. As soon as he hears that the timer going down, that he doesn't really have to worry anymore about the round being clutched. He's like, yeah, well, we're gonna die. Might as well try to go for the knife. Shivi there clutching it out for godlike, meaning now a 3-round lead for them. This is where the crunch time starts. XTZ, they need to pick up at least 1 or 2 rounds here. But if godlike able to deny any rounds, pick up the next 3 in their favor, the lead would be significant for them in that second half. Now you can see godlike trying to take mid control, but they do get flashed out. Hika will find Knight Rider, but Deathmaker there to back him up, meaning a trade kill picked up. Really nice double movement from godlike to make sure that they're not moving alone. And for XTZ, even though like they came really close last round, the fact that they lost it, meaning they have the eco this round, godlike's chance to really secure their lead in their favor. And now with the Rolling Thunder trying to take control of B Heaven, is Deathmaker moving in, looking for that stairs push. Will not find anyone just yet. Instead, just push into sight. You see the omen for XTZ just waiting down in the shadows. Rexy looking for some, but will be denied by the counter shadows. The dark cover coming through for Scargod. Now Shivi going for the plant. The paranoia being set up by Rexy, but he's just gonna stay back, wait for the entirety of his team to come through before going in. Sami gets caught out by Whitehorse, and that's godlike with a man advantage, trying to hold on to their side.
But Whitehorse is probably gonna be the receiving end of a lot of damage, but Whitehorse is so crispy today. He probably got deep fried. That's how crispy he is when it comes to his aim. He finds all of those kills, multi-peak. Don't even matter to him. He will never get traded out. But just as I said, it's gonna be Rexy with his own heroics. He does find 2! Rexy! This is a repeat of what we saw at the back of his set. But I don't think he's gonna be able to go in for that defuse. There's not really a lot of time. He just wants this kill, and he's gonna be able to get the multi-kill. But this time around, he does not win out the round, it seems, as ladies and gentlemen. That's gonna hurt because Rexy, he stepped up massive in this round.
Yeah, Rexy, I mean, I feel like, godlike, I feel like even though they push in really well, Rexy, the fact that he's able to pick up these exit frags means there's some hope for XTZ, but hope will not be enough. They're fighting for their lives here in the tournament. You see they're 1-0 down, even though Rexy doing really well here to pick up 3 kills and escape with his gun. It comes down to whether or not they can pull off some sort of advantage in their favor in terms of literal rounds. XTZ, they have the firepower, they have the players, and they have been showing that they have the advantages to pull it off, but they're not able to translate into rounds. Maybe he'll change here. Hush finds the first Deathmaker with the trade, but the party being brought by Hika, meaning now 3v3 on the map as Deathmaker takes him down. Now, godlike, they've taken the side control, but they're being swarmed on all sides. The retake imminent for XTZ Esports, and now with the C-Long and the screens push, They're A-long and screens push.
my
They're going to
God.
go in. But Deathmaker, he has his own showstopper ready. And Shivy is
One
taking
enemy
Heaven's
remaining.
control. Scargod will find one and Shivy with another. A beautiful wrap-around play by Shivy to take the Heaven control and just deny the
Last
retake for
round in the
XTZ.
half.
Easy, they seem a little bit too lost. They did not establish Heaven control. They did not check Heaven properly, and no one was watching the flag. And Shivy, he caught them off guard in that situation. The postman position was not favorable for the side of Godlike, but Shivy made it favorable by going in for the flank instead from the wraparound of the side of Heaven. That was such a beautiful play, and Scargod holding down the fort, holding down A Rams to take them out as Godlike. We are now at the 11th round for the first half, and it seems as though Godlike, they're just a little bit too potent, a little bit too powerful as Ika and Harsh go down immediately to the hands of Knight Rider. And with the neural theft getting popped as well, all of the information has been found as XTZ. They're gonna be scrambling to go down to this A side because that's where the execution is gonna be at. It's gonna be Sami though, getting that first initial kill onto Deathmaker, and he's gonna be able to upgrade to a Phantom. And this seems very much possible for the side of XTZ to bring it back.
This is the last round and they need to try to do that to try to get to magic number 4 because otherwise a 9-3 scoreline would be almost insurmountable for them in their own attacking half. Now Scargod, he's going to fake the plant but now instead choosing to go for it, being denied by the Rolling Thunder. But White Toss with the lurk waiting in this off angle, he'll pick up one. Blackhawk able to trade it out, but it might be too little too late because Scargod now he's going for the plant. Will end up getting denied, will stop it because of the flash, but has to go for it sometime now because the time is running out for him. It'll be Sami now moving
30
in, taking
seconds
him
left.
down, and with the spike carrier down, the time running down for Godlike Esports. Knight Rider, he's really low, will throw out the
Last
Cloudburst
player
and try to pick up
standing.
the spike, and now Shivy with his own wrap around the flank
Spike
coming out
planted.
to pick up
One
Blackhawk,
enemy
meaning
remaining.
now 1v2. Sami though, the spray through the screen.
Oh
It's
my
Sami
God.
with the double headshots to find the clutch and take XTZ to magic number 4. Beautiful aim for Sami.
Sami just is one of those X Factor players. You don't make this guy bad. When you make him bad, he's gonna pull off plays
Switching
like this
sides.
and you're gonna have a pretty bad day. Sami with the heroics being able to take this round away, but Godlike as well, they got outplayed, I would say, in a lot of these situations. And Blackhawk, expert use of his utility to set up Sami. And Sami, he just had such pristine aim. You have to give it to this man. There is no situation that he should have won this round, but with his aim, with his mechanics, he just absolutely decimates the entirety of Godlike.
I mean, I did say Sami, like before we started this match, for me, him being on his favorite jet, this is the agent that he loves to play and has been playing ever since he started playing Valorant. This is the agent that he really got to the big stage on. Like the agent he got everybody to remember his name by. Sami on that jet really showing up when it mattered in that last round to pick up a 4K and be able to secure that 4th round for XTZ Esports. Now on their own attack, they need to try to find the proactivity and aggressiveness that gave Godlike the lead. Now Godlike themselves though, they're pushing in aggressively, trying to find someone, but Rexy waiting in the shadows. Knight Rider not checking that corner. That's gonna be first blood for XTZ and an easy invitation to take control of A side. Heaven control already being taken, but I don't think they're aware of Scargod's positioning here. Scargod, if he's able to move in with Shivy and deny Sami here, with the Heaven control, they could push in. Deathmaker, he'll take down the person in screens, and
Spike
Scargod
planted.
with his positioning able to deny it, meaning now all of XTZ limited to the long side and the site itself is going to be a difficult task to hold on the retake.
Gonna be a difficult task, and it all relies on Blackhawk to try and get a kill, but Blackhawk, he's getting tagged down so low by the hands of Deathmaker, but a beautiful paranoia coming out as well to give all of the information away. Blackhawk going down as well, and the last of members just sitting down inside the back of side. It's gonna be Hurt getting the kill under Deathmaker. He's gonna be tapping on away with
standing.
Ika, but Scargod going in for the white swing. He gets that initial kill, and Shivy with the right click to take out Hurt. It's gonna be a beautiful pistol round win coming out from the side of Godlike. First of all, because of Scargod to hold down the Ram side. The positioning coming out from the side of Godlike on this defensive rounds is just absolutely immaculate, CA. They're not really able to find a lot of ground, and XTZ, they seem as though they're not coordinating their postman position, and they're really far away from one another.
Yeah, XTZ, they were a bit separated, did end up costing them. Hika and Harsh were almost able to pull off the heroics, but the fact that they're limited to their backside position alone, meaning it's relatively simple for Skargard and Shivi to push in. I think Skargard's positioning absolutely huge in that round and is really underestimated because he plays that Omen perfectly. Literally lurking in the shadows, able to just deny any sort of position for XTZ Esports, pick up the round. Now we saw on the scorecard that a force buy coming out for XTZ. XTZ investing everything in this round. If it doesn't work out, it's gonna cost them dearly, but they're going for that fast B-side push. The boombot coming out, it'll be White House picking up the first kill, but with the seismic blast, Blackhawk answers back. Now XTZ, they're on the map, but they're not able to get the side control just yet. Rexy picking up one kill will relieve some of the pressure, and Sami with another. The force buy working out for XTZ Esports.
Working out so well as well, but the Scar God with that paranoia, he hit the multi-man one. But still, he's not going to be getting a lot of value in his favor as Eka goes in for those beautiful peaks and a beautiful satchel play as well. But the satchel's not going to be killing him. It's going to be Sami instead getting the last remaining kill. And Blackhawk answers back with his own vengeance, getting another kill of his own. And this fast execute down onto this B side just completely got Godlike off guard. And we have seen this over and over again, see Godlike, when they get caught off guard by these aggressive pushes, they always tend to lose that one singular round. But how much can you rely on the element of surprise going up against a team that are constantly adapting to you? You need to find a strategy that works, and you need to systematically dismantle the entirety of the defense of Godlike.
I mean, for props given for them to go for that first buy, it takes a lot of nerve to be able to do it and risk that double-digit round for Godlike. But then the fact that they do it and pull it off, meaning now they get some breathing room for themselves, it will be the eco for Godlike and a chance for XCZ to further reduce the lead, bring it back to themselves, really increase the morale, ramp up that momentum, and look to push through in their advantage. Now, mid control being taken by XCZ, it's Sami holding it down through the vents, the rest of his team starting to rotate onto this A site. Now, Sami, he's gonna start rotating towards the ramps himself, will throw out the smoke, and that will be enough information for that and White House to go for the rotate. XTZ committing onto the A side, they're gonna rain help from heaven. It's Arsh and Blackhawk finding a kill each. Skargard trying to hold it down, he found one, but not enough. XTZ able to now secure side control and get the spike planted.
A beautiful anti-eco coming out from the side of Godlike. Sorry, XTZ, sorry. In this situation, it's gonna be Deathmaker tapping on away with his own sheriff, but he's not gonna be able to get that kill. But at the same time, I wouldn't say it was the end of the world because they're gonna be forced to keep those Spectres on their hand. And now that Godlike, they have their full bias, they do have the gun advantage in their favor moving forward. But at the same time, if Godlike, they lose this round, they're gonna be at the biggest economic disadvantage because they did lose the second round. And here is where the momentum is going to be shifting towards the favor of XTZ. So this round is going to be deciding the entire pace of this match moving forward into the following rounds.
Yeah, this round gonna be really important because the buy round for both the teams, XCZ, if they can pull it off here, they would get so much momentum and the breathing room in terms of eco to start really trimming down the lead and trying to bring it back in their favor. But if Godlike win this, not only do they get double digits, but they're able to stop XCZ in their tracks and just edge it out, make sure that the round's going back to back, and that gives them the advantage with them carrying the lead from the first half. Now XCZ in a split up position, it's Sami going for the aggressive push onto B, will take out all the trap wires, but with the help of the seismic blast, the ability usage, the trap fire keeping Sami there, and the seismic blast to make sure that he is taken down. Shivi and White House combining to find Godlike the lead, and now with Night Rider and Deathmaker finding one each, Godlike with a huge advantage in this round.
These plays coming out from the side of Godlike, this level of ability usage, I don't know if you ever watched Korean Valorant. These are the type of ability usages that I saw there when I was watching their tournaments. And this just goes to showcase that what our region can do when they practice enough. And these plays coming out from the side of Godlike do remind me of that. And XTZ, they're on the receiving end of it all. They're not being able to coordinate as much. Yes, they're able to get a lot of rounds because of their pure mechanical raw skill. But it seems the positioning wise, they're not able to take a lot of this. And it's going to be Shivi getting the final kill on the Blackhawk as well to take the round away. And see, I do need to ask you, what do you think that XTZ can do? Because they seem quite lost in these type of situations.
I think for XCZ, they just need to play a bit more around the breach. I mentioned this as a potential issue earlier. The breach, when we saw it on Godlike, it was the breach leading the charge every single time. Even when they were faking a site to go to another, it was the breach starting stuff off, making the noise. For XTZ, even though Blackhawk is performing really well, don't get me wrong, he's not able to lead the front. He's not the one making the initial plays. Instead, you see like plays like Sami dashing in, and you see Hika trying to go for these aggressive peaks, meaning that at some point the breach comes in as the second step rather than the first step, which gives Godlike a second to respond. And when two teams are so close, when two teams are so good, that 1 second can make a world of difference. Now 10-6 for Godlike, with Rolling Thunder ready for both teams. That Rolling Thunder is going to keep something to keep your eye on. Commit for XCZ on T. The showstopper coming out for Blackhawk. He take down Deathmaker, and Sami with another onto Whitehorse, meaning XTZ fighting back and fighting back strong. Hika, he throws out the showstopper, will not be able to fight back. XTZ, they have the advantage and they'll maintain it, looking to fight back in this map.
They're gonna be fighting back, and with Scargot getting that kill on the
Spike
first,
planted.
he needs to be going in for this save. He could go in for the 1 versus 3 retake, but at the same time, when you have so much utility in your favor, being XTZ, it's better opting to go for that save because of your weaker eco. And Scargot, he does have a full shield as well, so this eco is going to be very beneficial for him if he takes absolutely no damage and gets a 1 kill on his own as well. And XTZ, they played that round beautifully. They were able to take proper mid control, use all of Blackhawk's flashes to bait everything out, and Rexy, that lurk was absolutely beautiful. Imagine if Rexy was not able to get that kill on the Shivy. Multiple members from the side of XTZ Esports would have been dead already from that heaven side because of the Rolling Thunder coming out from Shivy.
Yeah, you can see that XTZ doing really well in this round. I think where they really excel is when they're able to cause this chaos. We've talked about this before. XTZ as a team, they really are players who thrive within that chaos. When they're going quick and the pace of the game is fast and hectic, that's where XTZ are able to find the trades in their advantage and secure the round. This time they quickly take mid control and keep pushing forward. They don't wait, they don't second guess themselves, and that's where they're able to find a huge advantage for them. With Blackhawk in that mid area, using his intuition, expecting a mid-range push, and the rest of XTZ going for that B-Heaven control, XTZ able to pick up a round, and now force Godlike into a situation where Knight Rider, he has to play on his Blaze Storm, but the Blaze Storm, the upper double updraft plays from Heaven, takes down Knight Rider with that Blaze Storm, flipping the script, giving Godlike such a big advantage. Deathmaker with White Horse with a couple more, meaning now all the information for Godlike, and Scargot, he'll use that information. They're finished, he says, and they certainly are. Godlike with 11-7, a 4-round lead now, looking for match point and series point.
That was pretty hard to watch, CA. The bodies just kept on dropping at Knight Rider. Ooh, this guy is way too good. He went in for the plays, and he's gonna be able to find that all. And it seems as though Jimmy, he has a plan for Deathmaker. We're already gonna be seeing a possible fast mid-rush coming out from him soon enough. As Deathmaker, he's holding down the grounds, but no, he's not gonna be going in for the mid-rush. He's holding down the B side instead. And the ultimate has been popped by the side of Sami as well. He's wanting to get a little bit of information, a little bit of breathing room for his side. See if he can find a single kill with this ultimate. And this is where the deciding factor is going to be coming up. If Sami gets at least 1 kill with this ultimate, he's going to be able to get a gun for himself while being able to use his own knives. He's going to be able to hand it over to Rexy as well, because he only has a bulldog to work with in this type of situation. So let us see if they're gonna be able to find it out. But it's a Mexican standoff between these two teams. No noise is being made in the map just yet. Not a lot of information, but Jimmy, he's gonna get floated down into the air. But Jimmy, if he gets this kill, Jimmy without the trigger discipline in that situation, it's gonna be Sami coming at massive. He gets 2 kills for himself
exactly where
immediately in this type of situation. And it's gonna be Rexy going in for the plays, but Knight Rider has the target himself. He gets another background kill from his sidelines, but Deathmaker, he pulls out the showstopper to stop the party, to stop the plan. And he's probably gonna be able to going down in this 2 versus 2 versus 2
30
situation.
seconds left.
Deathmaker nearly gets that kill. He would have just found it out.
One enemy
Blackhawk
remaining.
tag down to 22 HP, and now Knight Rider going down as well as her. She gets the first and last initial kill, but 2 members, they're gonna be extremely low, and Deathmaker, sorry, goes in for the satchel play, but he's not gonna be able to get that kill onto Blackhawk, and it's gonna be hurting him quite a lot as XTZ, they're fighting back hard. 8 rounds on the board, and they're slowly climbing their way back, but still, see, you have to think about it. Godlike, they only have 1 more round to go into match point, and that is where the real pressure is about to begin.
XTZ though, they do really well in this round. I wanted to see them use their ultimates, and they do just that, using that Rolling Thunder to facilitate a B-side push, meaning that XTZ able to take side control and able to hold on, get the trades in their favor. Now Godlike, they also expended a few ultimate cooldowns, so it's going to be back to even for both teams. But the operator coming out for Knight Rider with the aggressive peek down B garage is Knight Rider with the first blood, stopping XTZ in their tracks. And XTZ left with a difficult decision. Do they commit? Rexy is going for that TP behind Knight Rider, but Knight Rider pick up a kill, knows where Rexy likely is. Sami though, he will take Knight Rider down and find another onto Deathmaker, and Sami being that X factor, securing a lead for XTZ. Harsh with another, and now XTZ with side control. Within 20 seconds of the round, bodies dropping left, right, center. It's XTZ with the 2-agent advantage, now looking for the spike plant.
The spike plant is gonna be coming through. Asami, he's going in for the peaks,
Spike
and
planted.
Shivy, he needs to try and hold down the fort. He needs to make sure that he tries to find a little bit of damage at the bare minimum, but in this 1 versus 3 situation, Chivy, he doesn't really have a lot of information to work with. Does spot out 1 onto Rexy, but with the paranoia coming out and him stepping into it immediately, Sami goes in for the peek and cleans them up, and Sami, he just turned the entire round around, because without him going aggressively, without him getting that getting that trade onto Knight Rider and then getting the immediate flick onto Deathmaker, it would have all been over for the entirety of XTZ in that round. But still, they're holding on by an absolute thread. 9 and 11 is the scoreline, and Godlike, they're looking to close it out. It's gonna be super difficult if XTZ are constantly firing up on all cylinders like this.
XTZ doing really well. They bought some breathing room for themselves. Godlike forced on the eco now. They will be with XTZ now given a chance to try and find their own double digits, push themselves to an even scoreline, and then look for the win on the basis of that. They're going to spread themselves out though. They realize that they don't want to be predictable, now opting for a cautious approach, expecting a possible eco rush to come out for Godlike and trying to punish them for the same. Godlike though, they're not going to do that. Instead, just both teams caught in a stalemate. XTZ, they are making the moves though, slowly taking pockets of control. They're pushing in through this A-long area, now looking for the A-Ram's sightlines, but not finding anything there, meaning they're just going to step back and allow their team to push in on a different side. The rest of XTZ, they're looking towards this B garage area with the spike, and that's likely where the commit going to go down. With just 45 seconds left on the round, XTZ, they're going for that commit, but Shivy is predicting this. He's waiting. If he can find a couple kills here, it would be huge, but only has the classic, gets taken down. That's XTZ with the first blood, and now with the side control.
Side control in their favor, and now
left.
with the plant going down soon as well, they're gonna be swarming on in, but at the same time, Godlike, they're looking to get a lot of these aggressive frags to get, let's say, 1 or 2 guns
Spike
in their
planted.
favor at the bare minimum, but pretty sure that the side of XTZ, they're not gonna be giving him anything. As Rexy, he gets that first initial kill onto Deathmaker, taking him out, and this is probably gonna spell a lot of doom for their side. Right, Horse is gonna be able to upgrade to a ghost for just a little while, but Des gets spotted out by the side of Rexy. No single peeks just yet. It's gonna be Rexy going in for the peek, but White Horse, he gets it on
Last
Rexy
player
instead.
standing.
But Hika answers back with his own. He gets 2 kills, leaving Knight Rider on his lonesome to try and see if he can do a little bit more damage, salvage and some form of economic advantage, but at the same time, probably not gonna be enough. As Knight Rider, he needs to die to this bomb. Otherwise, he's not gonna be able to buy an operator for himself in this next round.
Yeah, he will just end up sacrificing himself, and that's the 10th round picked up for XTZ Esports. I really like the versatility shown by them. Likely expecting an eco rush to come out for Godlike, meaning that they just step back, put themselves in defensive positions where they might be able to punish that eco rush. But when the eco rush doesn't come through, they start pushing in, trying to take pockets of control, looking for the peaks. When they don't find those peaks and the kills, they're like, guys, the time is running out. We just have to default to what works best for us, and that's a quick site execute. All of them group onto B and then take that site control, secure this round for themselves. XTZ now, this is the real test. If they can take even and damage the eco of Godlike once again, it would set them up for a very comfortable match point. But if they go down here, it's match point for Godlike. Crunch time for both of the teams, and it's Sami turning up, finding that first blood. Now the boom bot and the pain shell thrown out for Deathmaker will not find anything though. XTZ playing it very smart and very cautious, just waiting. But Deathmaker with this positioning might catch him off guard. Here's the flash come out and goes for the peak. We're not going to be able to find anyone. The Sizing Blast will clear them out. And Scargold, you trying to use it as an advantage to find a kill. But Deathmaker, he runs out to put the wrong time. Not able to take down Hicker, meaning his teammates go down instead. That's XTZ with a two-man advantage. And now looking to push in further. But Deathmaker, what a flick. Picks up one, buys enough time for Whitehouse to pick up two more. And now it's 1v1 Cypher versus Cypher.
Cage
Cypher versus Cypher, and the spike is down in mid, but I don't think Whitehorse knows that the spike is gonna be there. He thinks that the spike has not been picked up yet. Whitehorse is slowly making his way down towards this A site, and this is gonna be massive for both of these Cyphers.
I have retrieved the spike.
Who's the better Cypher? Who's the better Sentinel? Who's the better
30
Moroccan in
seconds
this
left.
situation is the real question, ladies and gentlemen. As XTZ, if they win this round, they have the biggest chance of winning it all. But Whitehorse, he knows what's up. His spidey sense is tingling. And I'm pretty sure that Earth, he's not going to be ready for it. As Whitehorse is going to be one-upping the Cypher when it comes to the brain games, ladies and gentlemen. The
Match
mind
point.
games are going to be played so well. And it's going to be match point going in the favor for the side of Godlike Esports. They're looking to close out this map and close out this set as well.
That was a roller coaster of emotions in that round, because Deathmaker first, he runs out the bullets when they go for the first peak, forced to hide behind the tiny box in mid, but with his key flick, takes down one. Even though it's just a 1-for-1 trade, the amount of time he bought holding that mid angle, meaning Whitehouse able to come on the rotate, pick up 2 kills, and then secure the round, winning the duel against Hush. It's gonna be Whitehouse now holding down B side, with the rest of the team triple stacking A, and Shivy just waiting in B heaven. Match point for Godlike Esports, and a chance for them to not just take this map, but also take the entire series, secure their spot on the grand final day in the lower bracket decider finals, and look to make their way into the grand finals best of 5 from there. Godlike Esports, I'm going to watch out for Whitehorse here, because he's been one of the most consistent players. 16 kills and 10 assists, a beautiful map so far for him. But for XTZ, it's for you to keep your eye on Sami. He's really popped off in this map too. 23 kills to his name. He's the leading fragger on both the teams, and he's going to be the one to lead the charge if XTZ to pull it back. A small pause here as both the teams just take a second to just recollect themselves, talk about what approaches they want in this round, and then go for that push. XTZ, the way they're grouping up, I expect a more of a aggressive push into the side, just fast taking of this side, and then try to play for the retake. But for Godlike, this is crunch time. It's up to Whitehouse to hold it down against the 5-man stack.
If Whitehorse goes in for a peek, it's gonna be all over. As the rush execute's gonna be coming down real soon, ladies and gentlemen. The Roomba spots out Whitehorse. He's gonna be trying to go for it in, and Sami does the aggressive dash with Hiccup with the ultimate. Not a lot of information is gonna be found, and Whitehorse is not gonna be able to get that kill. Sami gets a reverse kill on the Jimmy. Scargo answers back on the Hiccup, but it's not gonna be enough as Sami gets a trade off immediately. And already so many bodies dropped for the side of Godlike Esports, with only a 2 versus 4 situation to go through. It's gonna be Nitro trying to go in for a play, but Sami with a wide swing gets a headshot instead. As Godlike, they need to just run it back at this point, because Deathmaker, he's gonna have no chance going into this 1 versus 4 situation, and they want to close out this set. They still do have enough money for another buy, I do believe, CA, because Deathmaker going in for the same, he's going to be able to buy one more gun for one of his teammates before he does go out. So now is where the real crunch time begins. Will Godlike be able to close it out, or are we going to be seeing overtime?
Deathmaker does go for the full save with the shield, so as you said, he will be able to get one gun. But with just 100, 500, and 300 on the last 3 members, we will be seeing a couple of light shields come through. And XTZ defaulting to what they know best of clean and fast side execute. They will have all the weapons to their advantage. Sami with the triple really stepping up in that round to allow XTZ to now take us to their 11th. A chance for them to take us to overtime. Now, as you can see with the buys, a Stinger with light shields, a Spectre with light shields, another Spectre, and Scargod likely gonna end up going towards the Sheriff or the Stinger, meaning the weaponry definitely in the favor of XTZ Esports. Is gonna be up to them to try and pull it through. Godlike, they're just stuck in a situation where they have to try and predict what XTZ is likely to do, because where they really have been caught off guard, where XTZ has found the most success in these fast side executes, but XTZ, they're also going to be thinking, well, do we go for that again? We are missing the key ultimates. We don't have the showstopper anymore. We used that last round. We don't have the Omen ultimate anymore. Use that last round. What they do have though is Blackhawk on 6 out of 7 points. So if they can take control of the B garage or A long area, pick up an ultimate point for him, get that rolling thunder through to force a sight, that might be the play for them to look for in this round to get us to overtime. For Godlike, it's just trying to hold on as much as possible, trying to get a kill for White House, and then use their neural theft to get some information. A small disconnect coming out just leaves us on the brink of suspense. 11 to 12, and I think I'm just excited to see how this last round goes. I love overtime, so I want overtimes, but I do think Godlike, even though they have the lesser weaponry, they're definitely capable of securing this right here.
Looking at the positioning on the map this time around for the side of Godlike, Deathmaker, he's at a pretty strong angle. No one has played this angle during this entire match, and Deathmaker's playing it for the very first time. And XTZ, if they don't check this, it's going to be detrimental for their side. I do believe that they're going to be going for another fast B-side take, mainly because of one thing, this Breach ultimate being present. Breach ultimate is not as potent when it comes to the A side because of the amount of angles you can hide from it, but on the B side, it's absolutely deadly. You can completely shut down on entire angle if you play your cards right. And Deathmaker, he just may be able to shut it all down. We have seen what kind of a spray transfer play he can actually do when it comes to him and taking control of an area. So I'm going to be looking at him initially in a lot of these rounds as we're moving forward into this last round. But CA, the suspense is killing me. This timer's not moving forward. I think we're all just going to be waiting for this to end.
Yeah, with the timer being unpaused, I think the reconnection has happened. I will set in for a likely... We'll set in for this last round for XTZ. They just need to try and make this push happen, because this is not just their map on the line, this is their entire series. But for Godlike, I feel like losing this round would give away a lot of momentum to XTZ, especially Sami on 26 kills right now. He's a player who's just absolutely popping off every single round. He's going for the aggressive plays. He's taking the matter into his own hands. He's like, I'm going to be the catalyst to take us to map 3. And he's coming out successful while doing that. Sami, like, don't want to give that player momentum. You don't want to give that player a chance to go on to overtime where he can pull out the op and just dominate the entire round. Godlike, they need to try to finish it off right here, but it's going to be a difficult task considering the fact that the weapons are missing for them. Now, I do notice Blackhawk just reconnected, so we are set to go back into this matchup. No more suspense. I think all of us want to find out how this round goes about. So let's talk about the positioning done for XTZ Esports. I see Blackhawk moving here, and all of them moving towards his B side. That means a likely, once again, rinse and repeat for XTZ Esports. They made it work with their aggressive B side push last round, and that's what they're going to look for here. You see, for Godlike, a likely B stack coming out, a 3-man stack towards B. With the Cypher, I think is important, because I feel like what White House is having difficulty with is where Sami keeps dashing through his slap wires, rendering them null, and not allowing the Cypher to find the utility that he heavily relies on. Without the utility, holding onto the site, much harder for White House.
Deathmaker, though, actually went down from his angle down in A when he used that satchel pack. He's not going to have the double satchel play in their favor, but in this time, it seems as though they're going to be shifting down towards that A side instead. And it seems like Godlike, they understood what was going to be happening, so they're going to be shifting down towards that A as well. This is a very interesting play. The mind games are being played down literally in the pause moments of the entire game, ladies and gentlemen. They're switching up their plans. They're switching up their rotation angles. So this is going to be an interesting play, to say the very least. Will they go A? Will they go B? We don't even know at this point.
Yeah, both the teams really switching it up, making sure to keep each other on their toes. But man, we are on our toes. The suspense really coming strong here. I just can't wait to get into the matchup and see what exactly does come out. We've said that XTZ, where they really excel, is those fast round executes. So I want to see a 5-stack from XTZ, be it A site or B site, irrespective of where they want to go for that 5-site execute. Try to get Blackhawk that ultimate point as soon as possible. Then use that rolling thunder to push into the site aggressively. That's where XTZ is going to find their advantage. And now we're going into the map. It's Sami with the blade. Bladestorm able to find the first. Knight Rider able to trade back to Blackhawk and Sami with 2 more. Meaning now it's up to Shivi to hold it down. Finds
player
one,
standing.
almost finds the second, but will not. Instead, it's overtime for us. For all that suspense, that was a quick round and overtime for XTZ Esports.
That
Switching
was a
sides.
super fast
Overtime.
execution, and just as the announcer says overtime, it's gonna be going in for even longer. That execute was absolutely disgusting coming out from the side of XTZ. They just completely swarmed them out every single angle, and Sami with the Blade Storm hitting all of those headshots were absolutely insane. And you have to say, CA, that XTZ, they finally understood what they need to do against the sides of Godlike. They started playing around the breach. They used the composition to its finest. They went in for the fast execute, used the breach to clear out one angle, used the flash to create a lot of destruction, distractions on another angle. They didn't even go for Ram's control. They just rammed down straight to the side, and they were like, pop, 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 head goes here, head goes here. I'm gonna take you all out.
Yeah, XCZ, like that's where they were excelling, right? Throughout the second half in their attacking. They came into it with a 4-round disadvantage. Sorry, a 6-round, for XCZ, a 4-round disadvantage, being down at that magic number 4. But they're able to make it work. And I think of those 8 rounds, at least 80% of them, they were going for the fast side executes. Even when they, in the few rounds where they won, where they didn't go for the fast side executes, it was them trying to bait out one side, then grouping together, and as a 5-man executing. And that's where their strength lies. They need to keep trying to find that. For now, though, XTZ, they're going to be shifting on to defense. And as I mentioned, Sami, he's going to pick up the operator, but it's a glass cannon operator. No updrafts, no smokes. Sami just left by his lonesome to pull off with the operator and a dash with himself to try and get out of the way. Needs to find the impact with this, otherwise it's going to be very costly. Godlike Esports on the attack. Shivi setting up the Rams fort line will allow Knight Rider to now dash in, take control. Knight Rider and DM moving towards his Ram side, trying to get some picks while the rest of their team goes towards B. This is a bait and switch, and a bait and switch so far working really well. The boom bot will spot one out. A lot of noise created on this Rams, and Godlike slowly but surely edging towards his mid angle. But discipline for XTZ. They are just holding down their own sightlines, refusing to make the unnecessary rotations, not falling trapped to Godlike's bait. Meaning now XTZ, they're not going to be caught off guard if Godlike do choose to commit onto B.
The B side is being held down really strongly as well because of Rexy and Shivi, but still a lot of damage is gonna be done. The Blackhawk holding down with Rexy as of right now in that sideline. It's gonna be dangerous, but it's gonna be Sami with the classic. Oh god, that's where the classic is gonna be hurting, ladies and gentlemen. But Knight Rider is gonna be hurting as well. He gets that one
30
initial
seconds
read right
left.
down on the side, but doesn't know that Hiccup is actually chilling up on the back end side. And it's gonna be Hiccup being able to find that headshot with that vandal to take him out. And ladies and gentlemen, the fast side execute is gonna be coming
Player
through, but
standing.
Shibi, he's not checking down his corners as Rexy. He gets all of the kills, and Blackhawk answers back with his own on the White Horse to take him out. As ladies and gentlemen, that
Switching
was
sides.
a very
Match
clean
point.
defensive round coming out from the side of XTZ. And it seems as though Godlike, they're a bit lost in this situation.
Yeah, Godlike, tried to go for the bait and switch, but the discipline reigning supreme for XTZ. They hold on their sightlines, and when Godlike choose to go for the push, they're there ready and waiting for Godlike to fall into their hands. Rexy with the double, really one of the key players for XTZ so far in this matchup, making it work here. Now XTZ, they're going to be put into a situation where they have to go on the attack. It's going to be up to Godlike to pull off and make sure they don't get taken down in their own match point. It's Knight Rider with the operator picking up the first blood, and XTZ being down one man, now being forced to reevaluate their situation, try to find this round back for themselves. If try to get match point here and then take us to map 3. They're rotating all around with Harsh on that Cypher, trying to get some ramp control, make some damage to happen, cause some noise for his team, but will be actually able to get a kill on the Scargod. Gets that one tap, and now Harsh just holding down an A, keeping White House in A, meaning the rest of his team able to move into mid and try to push in from there. But Godlike, again, the discipline for both of these teams on point here. They're just holding down, waiting for the push. XCZ, they're gonna take Vents control, maybe move into A, but they will be spotted out by the trap fire. So Vitos, he needs to be taken down by Harsh, but will not be done doing that. Instead, Harsh goes down, and Vitos with the kill, gets the information, and will take down the spike carrier.
Spike carrier going down. This is where the real dangers are about to begin. But I do believe
30
that
seconds left.
White Horse does know that the spike went down in that type of scenario. It's gonna be Sami slowly making his way down towards mid. But he's gonna be the only member there, because I do believe that Blackhawk, he has been disconnected in this situation. He needs to try and go in for a play, but White Horse, he's just way too quick. He knows exactly what Sami was thinking in that situation.
10 seconds left.
And now it's all over for their side. It's gonna be Deathmaker making his way forward to get the kill on a lonely Blackhawk just chilling out to his spawn. He's gonna be getting it all, and he's gonna be ending it off. It's an unfortunate round loss coming
Switching
out for the
sides.
side of XTZ. If they had that
Overtime.
breach, I do believe that they would have had a better chance coming out on the side of the attack.
Yeah, unfortunate for XTZ. A good discipline for Godlike as well. White House especially holding down the A site in his lonesome, allowing his team to stack onto that B, making sure that Godlike able to deny multiple sight lines at the same time, and Godlike able White House able to use his utility to secure a huge advantage, drop the spike carrier and run down the timer. Secured that round for Godlike, and now put us on to overtime 2. The scores once again reset up to XTZ to pull it back. But it's Deathmaker with the aggressive peak, finding that first kill onto XTZ Esports. Now Deathmaker, he's just gonna be causing havoc on his lonesome. The rest of Godlike looking to commit onto this A site. The paranoias and the smokes coming out. In goes Godlike and just Hicka in the screens to hold it down. Will hear Knight Rider here, and we'll get the information of his positioning. But Knight Rider and Scargod with the spam. Scargod takes down Hicka. That's Godlike with a 2-man advantage, looking for their own match point.
That was such a beautiful play coming up from the side of Knight Rider as well. He kept on moving, he kept on getting the advantages, and with the jiggle feed coming out as well, it's gonna be Hirsch getting that one kill on the Scargod. Again, Scargod, he's one of those players who keep getting caught off guard in every single one of these situations. He does get taken out, and it's gonna be Sami versus the entire world. As Blackhawk still was not able to reconnect. He just has an operator to go in for this retake, and an unfortunate outcome for him. He's gonna try and hold down the fort, but at the same time, what can he do against 4 very healthy members of the side of Godlike? It seems all but
player
over for the
standing.
side of XTZ, with White Horse getting that kill on the Sami as well. And ladies and gentlemen, with the last kill going on to Blackhawk, and Deathmaker, he's satcheling away towards him. This is gonna be another round win for the side of Godlike.
Godlike able to pick a match point here, and for Godlike, at this point, they need to finish it off right
Switching
here, right
sides.
now. Because with the
Match
absence of
point.
Blackhawk, XEZ, they are caught a little vulnerable. But here, that kill for Hicka and Scargod, absolutely huge. Being able to spam through the smoke, especially picking up that kill onto Hicka and saving Knight Rider's life. Scargod denying any sort of push back for XEZ Esports, able to ensure that his team takes match point right then, right there. 14-13 now is the scoreline, and it's gonna be up to Godlike Esports to try and close it off. You can see that at this point, it's gonna be a very interesting situation, because I expect another op to come out for Knight Rider, but given XTZ's favored towards the idea of going for the fast side rushes, I might be one to consider that maybe you shouldn't go for the op, rather hold on to the guns and wait for XTZ to rush into your site, rather play for the retakes, because it's very difficult to play for the retake with the operator. If Knight Rider does choose to go for the operator, he has to make his first shot count. If he's not able to do that, then it's done and dusted for that op. And if he is able to connect it though, that might just be match point and series point for Godlike Esports. That op gonna be the linchpin to their success.
We have seen Knight Riders on this operator work time and time again. He always gets that first kill. See, you cannot say that Knight Rider is not going to be able to get that first kill, but after getting that first kill, it seems as though Knight Rider, he feels a bit lost of what exactly to do with that operator in that situation. He's not able to hold down the fort, and the op is notorious to be one of those few guns that is absolutely horrible on retakes. Other than the Odin, of course, but the Odin, it's another beast entirely. Let's not talk about that in this type of situation. But still, the operator, he needs to try and trade out this gun immediately after he gets one singular kill. Maybe if he's still going to be holding down onto one of the sidelines, he needs to try and hold off a power angle. Let's say he's holding down mid instead of being main this time and leaving only White Horse there to watch it. Then he's going to have a power angle. He's going to be able to watch from mid and then go to heaven rotation immediately if he's going to be wanting to hold down from the B angle. But just as I said, it's going to be an execution down towards this A side, and it's going to be Knight Rider. Just as I said, his operator comes in so pretty. He gets that kill onto a flying Hika. And this is where the damage is about to be done. XTZ Esports, they lose one member already going into the attack, and only 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Try and go in for an execution.
XTZ, they have all three of their members on this A Heaven side looking to push in here onto mid. For Knight Rider, we said that first count would make it really work for either team. And the fact that he got a kill is huge for Godlike Esports. Now holding it down with Shivy. It's Sami and Harsh though forcing through, getting the screens control, denying Knight Rider and Shivy, picking up the advantage for XTZ Esports. Now they need to try and push in onto site, but they're actually trying to swarm in on Deathmaker, take him down. It'll be Rexy taking him in down, and with that pressure created by Rexy, B side completely open. XTZ looking to take that side control, get the spike planted there. It's going to be up to White Horse and Scargod to fight off, take this side back on a 2v3 retake.
This 2v3 retake is gonna be really difficult as well, because now we're probably gonna be
Spike
seeing
planted.
Rexy. He does have Yeoman Paranoia in his hand, and if White Horse makes a little bit too much noise, he's gonna get caught off guard. He needs to try and go for this peak dry, because any form of noise is going to be giving everything away towards the side of Rexy. And it's going to be Scargott slowly creeping his way forward, but one person is going to be watching
Last
the side of
player
Heaven.
standing.
He's going to get caught, and Scargott doesn't know that Sami turned in that situation. And down to this 1 versus 3 scenario, it's going to be White Horse slowly making his way forward to see what he can do. But Sami, he goes in for the jump peek, he gets the information, and Rexy goes in for the peek to take him out.
Switching
and it seems as though
sides.
XTZ,
Overtime.
even in this 4 versus 5 situation, they're able to hold strong when it comes to the side of attack.
The most important factor on that was Rexy making his way through that area, able to make sure that they push through that mid and then make their way onto that flank on Deathmaker, meaning now for XTZ, they're able to once again equalize the scoreline, take us to overtime 3. At this point, anything can happen for both the teams, but I do believe we're experiencing a small technical glitch, right? So we're gonna just take a second to investigate exactly what's happening and talk about it with the players, because this is a very important match for both of the teams. We want to make sure that it is on point for them. We'll be right back with the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD.
Time every day goes by so fast, and every moment counts, baby. I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5. Blackhawks, unfortunately, has faced some technical issues, will not be able to make his way back, and XTZ, they've taken the decision to continue on, so we'll see if they can make it work 4v5 here, because they certainly did in that last round. XTZ, they've got to be feeling the fire after making it work in the last round, so now it's going to be up to GODLIKE to just decimate that and make sure to establish their own dominance here. Now GODLIKE, they made a bunch of noise down the mid, now going for that A side rotate, but with Hika and Harsh holding it down, they might just be walking into disaster. GODLIKE, they need to time their push perfectly, and they're gonna do so, committing onto this A side. In goes Knight Rider and Deathmaker. It's Knight Rider with the first blood, securing the side for GODLIKE Esports.
They have all of the advantages in the entire world moving forward, but Sami, he's going in for the retake scenario once again with just an operator to boot, but no one's going to be giving him any sort of a peek down in this 5 versus 3 retake scenario. It's going to be the entirety of XTZ to see what they can find, but Skargott, he has a power position on his side. He's going to be holding down Rab so well. But no one's going to be peeking him in just yet. It's going to be Rexy with the paranoia, getting multiple different members. But because of that nade, they're going to be able to survive this paranoia entirely. And the peaks are going to be coming out from the side of Knight Rider. He does spot out one. He knows exactly where the operator is going to be. And it's going to be Skargott coming in for the peak from the side. As Harsh gets a kill on the Deathmaker. But will it be enough as a real question? Asami's the last man remaining. And Knight Rider with a run and gun is going to be able to get that kill on Sami and take it all away. It seems as though the attacking rounds are just so like in favor of the side of the
match
like
point.
the attacking side is much more in favor for both of these teams.
Yeah, it's what we expected coming into this map, right? Not only are these teams generally players who like playing that aggressive playstyle, like being proactive, but on split, especially when you have that breach lineup, you expect both of the teams to excel on attack, and it's where you can see both XTZ and GODLIKE able to do that. Now for XTZ, they have a key factor missing in their attack though, so we'll see if they can pull it off here. They were able to pull it off before, and the key to that was just making sure they're all spread out, able to find pockets of control, and then translate that into 1v1 duels. Now looking for that onto ramps. It's Sami with the first blood, will now take Heaven control and push in further. Sami looking down the scope onto Knight Rider, who has the operator, cannot afford a peek because he will be taken down. Instead goes for the jiggle, baits out the op shot, and will now be able to get away. That's how Sami showing the experience of playing against an op, being an opper himself. Sami with the huge plays, making sure it's equalized for XTZ Esports. Now Rexy with the spike, he's making his way back onto A, and with the smokes coming out, it's going to be a heavy A side execute for XTZ. It's just Whitehorse holding it down, and XTZ now pushing forward, taking side control. The spam coming through for Sami. I expect Whitehorse to just wait for his team and then go for the retake with them.
Holding down the fort is gonna be Whitehorse, but at the same time, Shivy, he's gonna get that kill onto an unsuspecting Hika, and this kill on Sami is gonna be massive, but Whitehorse, he's not gonna be able to find it. It's gonna be evens on the scoreboard, on the player count, sorry, for their side. It's gonna be Deathmaker trying to go in for a play, does spot out Sami, he gets a headshot as well, digging in a 3 versus 2 retake scenario. Knight Rider gets the kill as well, and it's seemingly all but over, and Rexy, he's probably gonna get rammed on by the entirety of GODLIKE Esports. It's gonna be a 14 and 16 scoreline moving forward, and GODLIKE, they're gonna be moving forward into the Desire Finals.
I think GODLIKE and XTZ, both of these teams put up a brilliant showing today, and you have to really give them props for the same. The fact that they're here in the top 4 stage, and the fact that we have such brilliant teams in that top 4, meaning that it is the community itself is really getting better as whole, and that's something to look forward to. I do feel a bit unfortunate for XTZ. They had a few technical issues, not able to step up, but Sami, man, 33 kills on that Jet. This is what we expected from him coming into this map, and he really showed up today. Brilliant plays by Sami, almost single-handedly pulling XTZ back into that map. Props to be given to him. I think we have plenty to talk about, not just about Split, but about the entire series. So we'll go to the Relive the Moment, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 Notebook, powered by Ryzen 4000 series processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. Now for me, I want to talk about XTZ first. I think I have to give them so much props because not only are they playing without one of their key players inside, but they faced a small issue towards the end as well. But they never gave up. They showed a level of motivation and heart that is really key to being a competitive player. So props to XTZ for that. But my standout players from XTZ, Sami and Rexy, I think standout players. Rexy, the way he is able to lead from the front, really being a catalyst, not just in map 1, but also in map 2, displaying a level of skill which sets the stage for the rest of the team to follow. And then Sami, I don't really need to say much. When he gets his hands on the jet, he just pops off ridiculously. But for Godlike, they were able to break off that split curse, pick up their win, and now make their way onto the lower bracket finals too, where they will try to get into the grand finals. Their team has only been getting better and better, and now with the team really starting to understand Deathmaker, and Deathmaker starting to understand the team, the synergy building, the team is just getting extremely scary and formidable.
That is true, CA. And Godlike, we have seen their growth coming in from the start of the series to here, and I think that them getting shifted down into the getting thrown down into the lower brackets was actually a blessing in disguise, because we would not have seen this level of team play coming out from them if they were still down in the upper bracket. All of these matches that they got to play, all of the extra time that they had to practice, did allow them to achieve what they achieved here. A beautiful first game when it came to Ascend, and it seems as though there was nothing stopping them, and a beautiful execution coming out from the side of Godlike as well when it comes to the defensive rounds of Split. Yes, of course, it was a bit unfortunate that XTZ had that technical difficulty, but you cannot take it away from the side of Godlike that, yeah, they had beautiful side holes, they had beautiful executions on their own attacks to take that one up against XTZ, even when Blackhawk was present. So hats off to the side of Godlike, you deserve the win, and you're going to be moving forward into the Decider Finals.
Yeah, Godlike Esports now securing the spot in the top 3. I do agree. I think their tryst in the lower bracket has really allowed them the time to get back together as a team and really display the dominance that they have theoretically on paper. Thatmaker, as always, on top of his form, was one of the best players in the field. But I think the entire team now starting to show up, meaning that not only do they have the Deathmaker factor, but they have the godlike factor now, and they will look to try to ply their trade against the loser of our next series, which is Velocity Gaming versus Global Esports. So to make sure you're on time for that, hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications bell on so you're able to get on time for the stream. Also, make sure you like and show your support to the tournament in general. Check out the links in the description below for some amazing discounts. Get the LG monitors for yourself before the sales run out. Now we'll go quickly set ourselves up for the next series, and we'll see you there with the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5 powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD.
Time every day goes by so fast, and every moment counts, baby. I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars.